Hello and welcome to the Miscellaneous Bullshit Podcast. I'm Sean Lavelle, and as always, I'm joined by Tanner.
Don't do it.
The mac and cheese hater, Clark.
Oh, God.
If you haven't done so yet, please check us out on Instagram at MBPod and on Twitter at Podcast Bullshit. You can also email us at yo@mbpod.com. That's yo@mbpod.com.
Yes, sir.
We are joined today by a special guest that we'll introduce properly in just a moment. And in a few weeks, we'll be having a state licensed pharmacist on the show to talk about drugs, and all things related. So send in your questions and we'll try to get them answered on the show.
So I have an itch.
Exactly. And now, without further delay, this is Miscellaneous Bullshit.
Some people look at me and be like, oh, that's an awful person. He's kind of awesome. And I don't know who those people are.
That's how Trump got elected.
Man, I mean, it sounds like he kind of has his shit together now, a little maybe. Although he is just hanging out with his buddy, drinking bourbon.
But at least he admits that I was right. He was the worst.
Get someone on the phone, send an email, talk to someone who knows someone who knows someone.
Yep.
And get shit done.
Figure it out.
Get it done. If you like pumpkin pie, then jump off a bridge. They are pumpkin pie's the worst.
You like pumpkin pie? Drink and drive. Okay? Drink and drive. I can't stay.
Look, dude, we've had the fucking conversation.
Tune in
before.
next week to my own
the
podcast,
fucking conversation before.
MB Podcast starring Tanner Clark only. So I don't care about your politics, LeBron James. However, that's not a political issue, so keep talking about it, man. Snow on the ground. All that nice stuff. I can't wait to be here for Christmas. Here at your house.
Here, yeah. You're going to be here?
I can't wait. I cannot wait to be here for Christmas.
I can't wait to have you here.
All the gifts that your family gets me every year is just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I'm so happy. That's what we try and do.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag blessed.
All right,
what we drinking, dude?
Our miscellaneous cocktail
Can I drink it yet?
Yeah, go for it. Is the Blurry Christmas Cosmo. I literally tried to make the most feminine drink that I could think of.
Ooh.
What do you think?
It's tasty. What do you think?
Oh, it's strong.
Dude, does he make drinks that aren't strong? Come on, man.
They're always going to be strong. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's different.
This guy ruins recipes with the strength of alcohol. It's okay though.
Or
he makes them. Who knows?
So, Blurry Christmas Cosmo. It's 2 ounces of Kettle One vodka, half an ounce of Saint Germain, which is elderflower liqueur. It's delicious. Half an ounce of I'm going to mess it. Cointreau. It's orange liqueur.
Okay.
Half an ounce of
You just need to know how to spell it.
Half an ounce of fresh lime juice. 1 ounce of white cranberry juice and 4 to 5 frozen cranberries.
Half an ounce of simple syrup.
Oh, I skipped that.
Skip that one.
Half an ounce of
Don't
simple
worry.
syrup.
I make this drink all the time.
There you go. Basically, you're throwing everything. It's a ton of ingredients, but it's actually not hard to make. You're just throwing
you just throw it in there.
Throw it in the shaker, accept the cranberries, add
That's
ice.
what those are? Cranberries?
Shake it up. Yeah, cranberries are floating on the top.
And you said I don't want to eat those?
No.
They're not good?
You're not going to enjoy it.
Okay.
You're not going to enjoy it.
I told you a couple episodes ago, my favorite thing about drinks is when they come with food.
Yeah.
Bloody Marys, martinis. That's the best thing about a martini is the olives.
Mm-hmm.
You're weird about olives.
Olives are good. I think I said this last time about the olives, but just in case I didn't, or just in case you guys want to hear it again, which I know you do, I used to get gifts whenever I was a kid, holidays, like Christmas is coming up. Rest in peace to his great soul, but my great uncle Bud.
Yeah.
Dude, he used to it became a joke, but I really loved it. They'd get me just cans of olives from the store, black olives.
Yeah.
Not green. And I just eat them. I just open the can and just eat them right there.
I was
a psychopath, and I do olive fingers. Olive fingers.
Yep.
So good, man. I love olives. You don't like olives?
I like olives, but I can't do it.
I restrict it to the black olive and the green olive with the pimento.
I stay away from the green olives.
But you go to some of these grocery stores, like Schnucks has an olive bar. Have you ever seen that? You've seen it?
That's ludicrous.
Right? You've never seen that?
I've never seen an olive bar before.
Schnucks on North Green.
Yeah.
They have an olive bar, and there's 20 olives there, dude. All different types of olives. Some of those things get strawberry sized, big.
That sounds disgusting.
Check it out. I haven't tried them.
I want no part of that. So anyway, this is our last Christmas themed or winter themed drink for the season. So I figured we'd go out with a bang. Like I said,
Sorry for coming in strong.
This is about the most feminine cocktail that I could think of to create. So that's what we went for.
I mean, we're elegant. We're classy.
We're classy, dudes.
Yeah.
But it is pretty tasty.
Are we still watching Sex and the City after this or no?
Definitely.
Okay.
All right. So moving on, what's been going on? What have you been up to?
Well, I mean, we're hanging out with one of our friends now. So we're hanging out with one of our friends, guys.
That's right.
So those of you who we have to introduce this guy, right?
You.
Well, I mean, we could just bring him into the conversation.
Just pretend like
just kind of a ghost. Yeah.
He knows what we're doing.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys watching at home, or those of you who heard his goofy ass laugh, Trandon McCray is in the studio with us in the basement studio over here at the MBPod studio. So everyone, welcome Trandon McCray to the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Trandon, welcome.
We're very happy to have you here.
Happy
to be here.
I can honestly say pretty much from the moment that we decided that we were going to do a podcast, it was like, yeah, so, and then we can have Trandon on.
Yeah.
It's
we couldn't do like, an early episode. We had to get it right.
Yeah, we had to get it right.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to be on here because I got to watch it. It's kind of the progression of it.
He gets to watch whenever I go, like, I do my thing and I just watch us.
Right.
And he's there sometimes. He
there.
gets to watch. He gets to partake.
That's good.
And so, yeah, he gives me, if I ask him a question, he'll give me some info. Other than that, he just...
So we're truly honored to have you here. Trandon McCray, you can follow him on Instagram at colored_kid on Instagram and Twitter.
He got that name locked down on both platforms.
All of the above.
Surprisingly.
Some fun facts about Trandon, just so people can get to know you a little bit. Trandon is an avid Yu-Gi-Oh player and defender of the Shadow Realm.
True.
Fair enough. I mean, I can't deny that.
Trandon is an avid Yu-Gi-Oh player, and he will vanquish you to the Shadow Realm or get vanquished by me. That's something that'll happen.
Okay.
For all you Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there. He also aspires to be Bob Ross.
I do. That's a personal favorite of mine.
Respect there.
He's also a self-proclaimed hippie. It kind of goes.
Yeah,
I'm on my way to getting the fro back. Like that's just kind of.
Yeah. You need to do like the Drake fro, the little baby Drake fro.
That would, Have you had one of those?
A fro? Yeah.
No, like the baby one, like the.
You got to keep it clean, faded on the sides, little baby fro.
That was kind of like my mom's thing. She really liked that, so I've kind of stepped away from that in my adult life.
I'm not doing what my mom thinks is cool, man. You need to look nice for pictures, Trandon.
Just a few more tidbits about Trandon. He is an anime addict. So
anime, what's up with that?
There's that. I don't get it.
He watches hentai, not anime.
False.
Hentai. Anime.
Oh, are we gonna have to?
Do you know what hentai is?
Is there the great debate?
Do you know
already?
what hentai is?
I mean,
he doesn't watch hentai. That's a joke. But hentai is anime porn. It was like it was like started in Japan because they weren't okay with porn, but they were okay with anime porn. And it's not just cartoons,
but it
having
needed
sex.
its own name.
Anyone who's listening, you should Google that. It's not just cartoons having sex. It's because they didn't want to see male and female parts. They were okay with female parts.
Yeah.
And they'd use other weird creatures. It's weird, man. Google it if you guys are listening.
So Trandon's into that?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's the joke. He watches a lot of anime, so hentai is next up for him whenever he gets bored.
I got you.
Yeah.
Trandon is also affectionately known to those who love him as
the biracial angel. He's the biracial angel.
That's what I hear.
That's been a while.
He's the biracial angel. I'll tell you what, man. Trandon is a good and not the best wingman. Like, for example, you can only take typically use a wingman to
help you out.
Yeah,
that's why they're the wingman.
But you end up being the wingman.
You know
what I mean? Yeah, you end up being the wingman. I mean, it's okay.
Who was first called the biracial angel? Do you remember?
Oh no,
A-Rod, right?
Jeter.
Oh, Jeter.
Okay. Well, dude,
that's what everyone hates A-Rod.
He's not even.
That's what it is.
Jeter's not even biracial. I don't know what he is, man. He's his own race. Like, he's his own thing. He's his own thing. Perfection. Him and Leo hang out and bang models together.
Well,
that's what they do.
I guess if you're
the biracial angel,
if you're Leo or
the biracial angel,
the original biracial angel, I guess that's what you do.
Trandon's coming for your title. Okay. He's also he likes to rock the Cosby sweater, Mr. Cosby sweater.
I'm honestly surprised that you're not wearing a Cosby sweater
now. He's wearing a PlayStation sweatshirt. Like a nerd.
Ever since I cut off my dreadlocks, I just feel the need to wear a hood because my ears get cold in the winter.
Yeah.
But it was once said that like Cosbiness is close to godliness. I'm not sure that's the case
Cosbiness
anymore.
Cosbiness is close. You guys heard it first. Cosbiness, and he said that is still the case. He said that is still the case.
That's not a great soundbite, sir.
It's going on. That's going on YouTube. You hear, and we're just gonna cut everything before and after that out.
Yeah.
Oh God, Cosbiness, dude, I've never heard that, and I think you made that up.
I honestly did not.
I don't know. You've never heard that. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. One of my favorite thing. I gotta get into this really quick. We're gonna talk about Trandon a little bit more before we get into it. One of my favorite things about this dude, and like I kind of told you about it a little bit. It's so funny. I say that you're gonna be this guy's wingman. Trandon just turned 22 yesterday.
Good Lord.
Yesterday, he's a baby. He's a child.
You're a baby.
He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he doesn't do a lot of bad things. Trandon meets a lot of women. Women meet Trandon. Naturally. You know what I mean?
Naturally.
And he does the funniest thing in the world, and I've kind of given him shit for it in the past.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not, I don't know. It's just because it's the opposite of what everyone would expect, maybe.
Okay.
Someone who get all these women to do. So like Trandon will bring a girl home.
Okay.
And like he'll meet her on Tinder, or meet her in person.
You have your own place.
Yeah. He's not on Tinder anymore, by the way. Okay. He's not on Tinder anymore. He likes
Tinder
someone.
God is no longer.
It's no longer. It's no longer. He's trying to settle down. Okay.
Okay.
But he'd be on like Tinder or something like that. Meet a girl and like he'd invite her over. Or she'd just want to hang out immediately, and everyone knows what that's about.
Yeah.
And so she'll come over to Trandon's house.
Yeah.
He'll hang out. They'll do, watch some movies. Maybe he'll paint with them. I don't know. It's
cool.
weird, dude. It's like, he'll do all this different shit that they're not expecting.
Like you paint like on a canvas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Canvas.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And he has like
Acrylic.
paints and stuff, and he'll just like sit it on the coffee table and sit there and talk to him and paint. I've seen it happen. I've seen this happen. I've been around this.
Okay.
He'll sit on the, on the couch with the coffee table right there, and he'll paint on a little canvas, tiny little paintings.
Yeah.
Sounds
romantic so far.
Literally spill his guts to these people sometimes. You know what I mean? Not all the time, but like sometimes he'll spill his guts to them and like just say, like I can't love anyone. Like I don't know that I can love.
That's
like,
a bit much.
Like I don't know, like all this stuff. I don't know what he says really, but stuff like that.
Jeez.
He'll say stuff like that, man. These girls are just like, they're falling in love with this guy,
Right.
And then he's like, 2 a.m. rolls around. He's getting tired. He starts yawning. Maybe they even snuggle on the couch while they're watching a movie a little bit, like arm around the shoulder. Nothing serious.
Okay.
No heavy petting or anything, And then, 2 a.m. rolls around. He's yawning. I'm getting kind of sleepy. And she's like, oh, yeah. He's like, all right, see ya. All right. You got a ride home, right? You drove here, right? I can call you an Uber. Dude, it's hilarious. It is literally hilarious.
So is this a good thing or it's a bad thing?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's just funny. Like I said, it's just funny because you wouldn't expect it. Well, let's put it this way. Society would not expect it out of the average guy. You know what I mean? In this situation.
All I'm trying to figure out is, are you just being a good guy?
Or is he actually an asshole?
Or are you using them for emotional intimacy?
No, I think he's using them.
In my opinion, it's just nice to have women on your side. At the end of the day, if women in general like you,
yes,
everything goes better.
Dude,
okay, I can respect that. I respect that.
That's a decent philosophy.
I respect that, and I agree with that.
We're both raised around women.
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Because, whenever I'm mad, no one's walking on eggshells. When she's mad, oh man,
it's terrifying.
It's terrifying. You got to keep her happy, man. You got to keep her happy. And then something else, Sean. Do you want to set the scene?
Okay,
you want to set the scene?
I will.
Let's do
the scene.
We're all there.
We're all there. Okay. Well, full disclosure, I got here right after this happened.
Okay,
but
you still saw her.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then I was there for the. So we're all at a restaurant. Well, it's for your birthday, right?
Yeah, it was for my birthday. You don't have to shout them out. They're not that good. Those bartenders suck. Sean makes better drinks.
Yeah, so we're at a restaurant that is mediocre at best. We're having some food, some cocktails. Trandon's there, hanging out. We're all hanging out. A young woman approaches Trandon.
Or no, not a blonde. Not the blonde approached him. Go ahead. I'm going to ruin it. Go ahead. Approaches
Trandon and hands him a business card?
It was a business card.
A business card.
Like that you get on the strip in Las Vegas with nudes on it. No nudes.
Not like that. No, it was like a professional looking business
It looked
card.
professional and had like some design on it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, or what's going on here is Trandon, does she want to work with you, or there's
Did
something
it say
going
her first
on?
and last name on there?
Yes,
It did.
Yeah,
It
first
said
and
her
last name. And then under that it said, "Let's make it happen."
Yeah,
True.
And it had her Instagram handle.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. It had her Instagram handle, and that was it.
That was it.
That was the whole card.
So another thing, just keep in mind, it is my birthday. Everyone who's here is basically a work friend, worked with us at this point.
Yeah.
And we all see this take place.
Right.
And immediately, what's the general consensus?
Look, let's just stop beating around the bush. Some girl approached Trandon and handed him a business card for sex. That's what it was. Okay, that's what it was.
That's 100% what it looked like.
Is that not what it was?
It was not.
And it was mind blowing.
To start, it was for her friend. The girl who handed it to me.
It wasn't her. Right.
Correct.
She handed it, but
She had a wingman,
at her
a pretty good
friend's
wingman,
request.
a ballsy.
She
wingman.
delivered this sex business card.
sex.
Looking for
There were
it.
like fireworks on the card.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
That's what
it happen.
And my wife's mind just
Boom. Oh my
she's
gosh,
like,
this
hold
happens.
up.
Holy
Is this
crap.
what dating is like in 2018? Is this dating in 2018? People are getting business cards?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's sick. Well, I did.
And it's a little hipster. It's a little hipster because it's like analog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like, cell phone numbers or anything like that. It's not like, here's my Twitter handle.
Like she strolled up like with her Walkman on with the tape, the cassette.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like a plaid tied around her sweatshirt. You know what I mean? She was like, here's this.
Here,
boom.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Nirvana.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So 90s. So 90s. We liked it.
I was very shocked. Like that had never happened to me before.
I was sitting
That
right
the
next to
first time
Trandon,
thing.
and I was just like, my mind was blown too. I was like, what is going on right now?
The true story is actually less fun than that. It wasn't a let's have sex business card.
It kind of was.
I still think it
The
kind of was.
business card was very misleading. We can say that.
It wasn't a let's have sex business card, but it was like, here's my business card. I think eventually we should have sex.
I think that's what it was. And I know that because,
they ended up hanging out.
we all hung out.
We went
out.
Yeah,
I was
you saw,
there.
and then she was there that
Yeah.
night.
We went out.
Marinara.
Right. So then, fast forward an
You left
hour.
early. They were talking.
Fast forward an hour or whatever. I stayed till the end that night.
Cheyenne left.
Dude, I'm always
Cheyenne
staying.
left.
I'm all.
You
If
didn't,
we're at
yeah.
Marina, I'm staying
Yeah.
till the end. Yeah. Oh,
Woo.
hey. Yeah. I'm there.
Trandon's with us too. He's got some good moves.
I'm always there.
He does the little hands on the hip.
He does the hands on.
Oh,
I don't know how to pull that off. I'm not smooth enough for
Works
that.
every
Because
time.
it's so subtle.
Yeah, it's so
It's so
subtle.
subtle.
But like so sexual. Like so sensual. Like,
Yeah, like let's
pelvis
make it happen.
forward, let's make
Exactly.
it happen.
hips
Exactly.
and shoulders.
Yeah,
That's
hips
all
and
that really
shoulders.
matters.
So
needs.
an hour. All right. So I'm getting sidetracked here. So fast forward an hour. We leave. We go to Marina Point, which for those not in the area is
The spot in the summertime?
it's the spot in the summertime. It's an
Fortunately, but unfortunately.
outdoor and indoor bar with like
Multi-bar.
4 different bars,
Yeah.
a giant live stage with live bands,
slash DJs,
yep.
dance floor,
and it is always
bullshit
packed.
deck.
It is
doesn't meet our
bullshit
standards.
deck. It's
Doesn't
out
meet
of
our
alignment.
construction standards.
So we get there and Tanner's like bugging Trandon, like, come on, man. Like, are you going to text her? Like, are you going to talk to her? Like, what's going on?
Let's make this happen.
And
I was on her page.
And
I was on the
Trandon
same
just
page, man.
Trandon just like kind of smirks, and Tanner goes, "You've been texting her this whole time, haven't you?" Yeah. And he's just like, "Mhm."
Yep. I'm already
the
on
whole
it.
time,
Already on it.
the
Don't
whole
worry.
time. So then she, 2 hours later, we're having the time of our lives at Marina, as we always do. And she shows up, I think to make it happen.
Yeah.
I think that's why she was there. And so anyway,
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. And then you guys had a great time. And then you guys hung out for a while after that, right?
Yeah, they were cool.
Like
I
I met her. Like she was really nice.
Yeah, I went over there a couple times and she was there.
And then
I would be there and
she downplayed the meaning of the business card, right? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe people thought that, right?
Yes. She had no
She's like,
idea it would come off that way.
I don't know if I
You're
believe
calling
it. I
BS.
like her.
You're calling
I like
BS.
her, but I don't know if I
You're
believe
calling
it.
BS.
Because if you're keeping in mind the fact that the business card, it wasn't like a new business card. This was kind of like crumpled.
But what was it for?
So,
though?
like,
What
she's
was
done it before.
What was it really for though? Like, what does she do?
It's some type of care services, I believe. Like,
Right. She's contract care services.
Some kind of care services.
Some type of care.
Dude, I've heard about those.
Physical therapist?
They're too expensive for me. You know what I mean?
Massage
The kind of
therapist.
care that she has is way too expensive for me. But I guess Trandon can afford it.
No, it's a totally legitimate service that she does. It's like a business thing. We got into
I've
it.
heard about those
I
people
was
that
gonna
just
say, I honestly
spoon
can't
people.
remember. It was
Is that what she does? Did she just
some type
spoon
of
you?
child
No,
care.
she worked. No, she worked. She was contracted.
Like a nanny?
No, it was she worked with special needs. Honestly, like she worked with special needs kids. And she was contracted through multiple places, so she couldn't have like the business name of the place because there was multiple places, and that was kind of like the irony. Is like,
she's actually a good person.
Yeah, she's like really good and like great heart, and so.
Yeah.
The real story isn't as fun as the story we
being a
told
prostitute
ourselves in our head.
But that's the story remains. The story remains. And
It was a legendary moment.
It was a legendary moment.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good night, and then that happened at the beginning. Like,
fantastic.
It set it off. Side note, let's make it happen. That's like the theme for the podcast. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Trandon, say it, please.
Let's make it happen.
There it is. There it is. Thank you, sir. We needed that.
All right.
We needed that.
Well, now that everyone's caught up,
everyone
fully
knows who
up to speed
Trandon
on
is.
Trandon.
Everyone knows who Trandon is.
Let's talk about some other things.
Oh, no. Okay. Let's do it. Something that I saw earlier on the interwebs that's interesting. We don't do sports too often, but I do want to get into this because it's historic and it's one of the GOATs. One of the GOATs.
Okay.
13 years ago today, December 20th, 2005. Do you know what happened?
No.
Kobe Bryant scored 62 points in 3 quarters. In quarter 1, 2, and 3, 62 points.
That's insane.
It was him. He had the team was that was post Shaq era and stuff, so they had Lamar Odom. That's it, really. And then they were playing the Mavericks.
Wait, what year is this?
05.
Oh,
Shaq was in Miami.
He was in
and stuff.
Miami. Yeah.
That's the year Miami won the championship.
Yeah.
Kobe dropped 62 points in 3 quarters on the Mavs, who had just Dirk Nowitzki. But first quarter, Kobe 15, Mavs 18. Second quarter, Kobe scored 17, the Mavs scored 26. Third quarter, Kobe scored 30, the Mavs scored 17. That puts Kobe at 62 points and the Mavs not at 62 points. That puts the Mavs, 61 points? That's embarrassing.
That's insane.
In 3 quarters. So I just had to throw that out there. Give respect to the man.
Isn't there? Yes, but is that the game? Did they lose that game?
No, they ended up winning. They won.
But didn't they win by 1 point or something?
Yeah, it was a close game.
It was a close game. Yeah.
Jeez.
It was a close game. But if they would have cut it before the fourth quarter, Kobe won.
Yeah.
Kobe won. Mamba. What's up with you?
Speaking of basketball, did you hear about this thing with Steph Curry?
Dude,
did you hear about it?
NBA players come out all the time. I did kind of hear about it. I didn't look too into it, but they come out with crazy. Kyrie Irving one time said he's a flat earther, or
he's renounced. Yeah, he's kind of gone back on that statement.
Okay,
but yes, he did say it.
You know what I mean.
But
what's Steph Curry say?
All right, so what happened? He went on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wrote it down. It's called the Winging It podcast.
Okay,
and he said something. The funny thing is he just said it off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did we even land on the moon anyway? And they're like, what?
Uh-oh.
You don't think we landed on the moon? And he's like, oh no, I just had a conspiracy thing out there. People are going to be knocking on the door, whatever. And then it blew up into something that it wasn't. He was, maybe he believes it, maybe he doesn't. But the way that it was presented, it was mostly a joke. However, the greatest thing about it is, I think it was the following week or a few days later, at an away game in Sacramento. He was playing the Kings. When they introduced everyone at the beginning of the game, they introduced Steph Curry. The Sacramento Kings played the moon landing on the Jumbotron.
There we go.
And so I watched trolling so hard, man. And I watched the clip, and it's he's jogs out and he's clapping or whatever, and then someone nudges him and points, and he looks up and he's laughing so hard, he loved it. But I was like, man, that is just top notch trolling. It's classy. It's a classy move.
Do we really want to talk about this? Because
no, I don't want to talk about it.
Did we land on the moon? Because I know what Trandon thinks.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did we land on the moon?
I believe we landed on the moon.
When? Like,
Dude, I don't know anything
the first
about it.
video, you know, I don't know.
I'm not qualified to talk about
I'm
that.
not qualified either, but it is
In zero
interesting.
way.
It's interesting, man. It's
It is
interesting.
I mean, the theories.
I'm just saying it would. I mean, we had reason to fake it.
Yeah, we had.
You know what I
motive,
mean? Like, we
for
had
sure.
motive. The motive was there. So if it happened, it happened.
I just feel like there would have been other priorities. We can't do certain things here. Why could we get to the moon?
Yeah. Not to mention, man. Yeah, like we can't even take care of ourselves, man. That's like, that's one of the things about like, no, Mars, bro. Like, no, let's handle shit here first.
Yeah.
Let's handle shit here. Are we giving up? I don't know. I don't want to say too much about the moon landing, but
Yeah.
we had motive, and a lot of people, you know, don't think that we really landed on the moon, man. They don't think so.
There's a lot of
They
people.
really don't think so. And you know, I think we've been there. Did we go the first time? I don't know.
I don't know.
And I'll figure it out though. I'll let you guys know whenever I figure it out.
All right. Cool.
Let you know whenever I figure it
Yeah.
out.
Keep me posted.
Oh, no
so
problem.
it's been up with you, man.
Same old stuff, man. I've just been hanging out, working. I took Monday and Tuesday off,
Yeah.
because I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I needed it, just for my sanity and stuff like that. So I was hanging out at home on the weekend. I started watching Christmas movies, just a
Okay.
couple. Just I didn't watch anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of a Grinch.
Well, because So
But,
which ones did you? Because we have to talk about
National
Christmas movies a little bit.
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Awful.
Oh,
He's so
stop.
stupid.
What?
He's so stupid. Come on, guy.
You heard it here first.
What do you mean awful? Like what's
Awful.
so
I'm not a Chevy Chase fan. Like
what does that mean?
whenever he got older, like I like Community, but as
Yeah.
far as all the National Lampoon, too much for me.
What, like just too slapstick?
Yeah.
When did you watch it the first time?
High school.
Yeah, I mean, well, that makes sense.
Well, that's part of it.
there's no nostalgia for you.
Yeah.
True. Very
No,
true.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of too late. Because even for me, I watch it now and it's like, man, this is too much. But it's the nostalgia because I grew
Yeah.
up watching it, you know, from like, I don't know, 8 or 9
Yep,
through.
dude. I think
what
he's
else you
so
watch?
funny. I think he's so funny. I don't know. That's a great movie. Home Alone, of course.
Yeah.
I watched the second one, not the first one.
Okay.
For some weird reason, I skipped it. Just watched Lost in New York, which is still great. Okay, that pigeon lady is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
She's scarier than the snow guy,
The
like
snow-
like in the first one for sure.
Didn't Macaulay Culkin do a commercial with Google just recently?
Did you
Yes.
see that?
Yeah.
Did you guys
I
see
didn't
that?
watch it. I didn't
But
watch
yeah,
it.
like he just like reenacts like all the
Yeah.
Home Alone scenes
That's
in the
hilarious.
same house.
That's
They're in the same
fantastic.
house.
Yep.
And the
That's
house is
fantastic.
designed, dude. It kind of freaked me out. I was like, how did they do this? It had
Right.
all the same furniture. It's like no one had touched that house,
That's crazy.
or somehow they just dug up the whole
It was
set.
pretty impressive. Like it looks spot on.
That's pretty crazy.
It was really weird. And like he did the whole thing. He ordered like a pizza or whatever, and you know, like it's Google, so he had like the Google doorbell. And
Right.
he saw the pizza guy, and like he did the whole "keep the change, you filthy animal" through the doorbell. It was good. Clay Culkin's great.
He is.
He looked cleaned up in this too. Typically nowadays he's looking.
He looked kind of rough for a while.
Yeah, dude. He looks like he's
went
on
through-
heroin.
He
but
went
he's
through
not.
a rough thing, but
I don't
he's
think.
actually right now because I've listened to him. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yes, he was.
I think he has does he have his own podcast or he has a
Will you follow that over
website?
there for me.
He has a website called Bunny Ears,
Bunny ears.
which is like satire. It's
Yeah.
pretty funny though. But yeah, he's doing some cool like fun things for sure right now.
Okay.
So what other here's what I want to know. What are the Christmas movies? We don't have to do like top 5 Christmas movies.
But what are the ones that you need to watch?
What are the ones that you have to watch?
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You
Okay.
have to watch that. I can't believe
Okay.
Trandon doesn't like it. Like Chevy Chase, I don't understand people not liking
alright.
him because
Agree
I
to
grew up
disagree.
watching him. You
But
know
what
I mean?
other-
So that
what
one,
else?
Home Alone is necessary. We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
You have to watch The Grinch.
Very true.
Jim Carrey's Grinch
Jim
is
Carrey,
great.
The Grinch?
It's great.
Okay, yeah.
It's really great. Like you can be an adult and you can still love the movie. I
Yeah.
mean, nostalgia has a factor, but at the same time, I think it's just a great movie.
What else?
He kills it.
What else you got?
Die Hard.
Okay.
Okay. How about Elf?
Elf. I did watch Elf. I
Elf,
watched Elf
yeah.
last night. Elf is great. I kind of forgot about it just because. I mean, it's a Christmas movie, but it's
That
like
is
that's a
hilarious.
staple. That's a staple though.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even the biggest Will Ferrell fan, but Elf is great.
What do you got?
No, I didn't watch it last night. A couple nights ago. But
what do you got? You have to watch it at Christmas time. Like you have to.
I'm honestly big on the claymation movies. I think it's claymation.
oh,
Yeah.
like Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rudolph's cool, man.
I mean, I don't know. They're nice. Just because, like you said, I like anime, so I like a lot of artsy stuff like that.
Right.
Just as well as the Grinch, the animated one. Still not seeing the new one, but
Aren't they doing a new Grinch movie?
It already came out.
Okay, it already came out?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I should certainly hope so.
Yeah.
If it's not out already,
Yeah, it's
then what are
kinda
they
pointless.
doing?
I don't know, man. You release it on Christmas and then no one watches it after Christmas.
I have two.
What are
And
they?
I used to have more. Christmas Story used to be on the list.
Dude, I've never really watched that movie.
Really? Same nostalgia for me.
Swear.
Same
I
thing.
actually like that one.
And you like that one?
Yeah.
And then Christmas Vacation used to be. Honestly, neither one of those are really on the list. Like, I'll usually watch them.
Yeah.
But if I don't,
Yeah.
same with Elf. If I don't watch it, it's not going to kill me. But these two movies, I don't know. It's become tradition. Family Stone.
What's that?
It's a dramedy. Has Luke Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
I know who he
Who's the
is.
girl from Sex and the City?
Sarah Jessica Parker?
Sarah Jessica Parker. Claire Danes is in it.
What's it called? The Stone?
Yeah, Family Stone. Craig T. Nelson's in it. Diane Keaton's in it. It has a monster cast. Rachel McAdams is in it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
yeah, exactly. So that's one, and then the other one is Love Actually,
Okay.
which I had never seen before.
Dude, you're such a rom-com guy. What is it? I mean,
I am what I am.
when even
man.
your Christmas movies are rom-coms and not Home Alone, what is your... Like, that is a problem.
Are these like recent movies or are they classics?
No.
Like how-
Those aren't even classics. I didn't even know the first one.
They're classics.
This movie got a 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
You honestly trust those ratings?
when did it come
Always.
out?
You're insane.
What year?
Always. 2005. Never heard of this. She gets engaged. That's the cover.
Yeah,
That's the cover.
it's good. Man.
I've never heard of that.
You should watch it, man. You
Maybe.
like rom-coms?
Yeah,
You
no,
should
they're
watch
cool.
it.
They're cool.
You should watch both of those.
They're cool.
And then same like Love Actually has Liam Neeson and a bunch of British people.
Liam
all the good
Neeson.
ones.
He's crazy.
Oh, Hugh Grant's in it.
Okay.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Watch both of them.
Yeah.
I have to check.
You mean
them out.
Hugh Jackman? Wolverine.
Nope.
Yes.
Hugh Grant.
Oh, okay. Not interested. Not interested then. Can he regenerate his health? If he gets shot in the head, does he
I
die?
think so because dude's not aging.
He hasn't aged?
He's not
Okay.
aging.
He's got Pharrell.
Was this new Deadpool movie a Christmas story? Or is that
Is that a Christmas must?
like? Is it like a Christmas setup type?
Yes.
Okay.
It is because you said it's kind of like 8 Crazy Nights, right?
And it came out already. Or
I
did
mean,
it
like,
No, Eight Crazy Night. Princess. No, it's Princess Bride. They have what's his name? Fred Savage, from Princess Bride, and they use like the same setup where
first
he's
of all,
telling
he's
the story.
Corey's real life brother.
Yeah,
That's all he is. Corey's real life brother.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Years kid.
Yep. Yes, that
That guy.
But dude, I want to see it. I haven't. But yeah, they did a PG-13 cut. We
Is it
talked
out?
about on here. It's out.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the reviews were just okay, but the reviews for Deadpool 2 were just okay, and it's fantastic. So
Yeah, it's good.
You
Well,
can't
that's
trust
something
your
I actually wanna check out.
IMDb rating.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I do want to watch
Why'd
that.
you fucking give me the hocus pocus fingers? Okay, real quick before we jump, you said Rachel McAdams. We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Trandon. Have girls ever made you watch The Notebook with them?
Have you been notebooked?
No.
You've never watched The Notebook?
I'm kind of like the movie person in all my relationships.
That's true.
Like I'm a
You-
big
yeah,
movie
you,
guy.
yeah, you
so
set
Yeah.
the tone for the
it's
movies
kind
you
of
watch.
like you pick from my.
Anyone
library
comes
of
over,
movies.
we're watching Tarantino. That's all I watch.
Why not?
That's all I watch.
That's not a bad plan ever.
You know they improv that dance scene in Pulp Fiction? You know that was just like their idea?
I knew that.
Fucking nerd.
But you love the
This guy.
movie.
It's
so
a good
Yeah.
movie. It's a good movie.
It's so good.
It's a good movie. What else has been going on, man? You see, okay, you know what Fortnite is.
Yeah.
You play Fortnite.
No, never.
Me and Trandon used to play Fortnite heavy. We haven't played in a while. Well, I know he hasn't played.
probably
and I
good.
haven't
Long
played in a
while.
while.
It's probably good that you
But
stopped doing
I mean,
that.
it's like it's
you know,
a, it's
you're
a
grown
fun
men
game.
and everything.
It's a fun game. We're grown men.
Just saying.
But they're being sued. Like, and this has been like threatened in the past. So like one of the things that they do on the game is like you can do emotes and stuff, and like you can dance.
Yeah.
Okay, so some of the popular dances have been stolen from pop culture. You know what I mean?
Naturally.
But like the thing is, can you? I don't know. So we'll go over these dances real quick, and then we'll kind of talk about it. So one of them is Alfonso Ribeiro's classic Carlton. You know,
yeah.
not unusual, and he does the whole thing. That's one. And then Flossin, the backpack kid.
Right.
That one. And then there's a rapper. His name's Block Boy is his name, and he does this dance. Auron used to do it all the time. I don't know. And it's like the one where he's like, whoosh.
Oh,
And he's like doing
yeah.
that thing. He's kicking his foot at the same time.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. That one. Okay. Does it have a name? Oh no, I guess you just call it the block.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. On Fortnite, it's called Get Hype, I think. And then the Backpack Kids dance is called Flossin'. And I can't remember what Carlton's dance is called, but they don't use like the people's names, of course.
Right.
Is this legal for them? Like, can they sue them? Are they going to win?
I mean, it'd be based on it. They would say it's their IP, right? Like their intellectual property.
Yeah.
But can you do that?
Can you coin a dance? That's what I'm saying. Especially if you don't have if you don't patent, like, can you patent the dance?
Because
I
that
don't
kind of
believe so. Not currently. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because then, like, what happens from there? Like, other people that post videos doing these dances as well. Is that a problem?
Yeah.
Like, it kind of
right. Yeah,
it gets into a gray
area.
area.
This like crazy can. Yeah, no.
Like
no.
if I got sued for posting a video of me doing the dance,
I'm just gonna say no.
They're gonna lose, right? That's kind of how I feel too.
Kind of like what you said. Like, I think it'll get to a point where Fortnite can no longer use these certain dances.
I think that's what they're trying to do. Like, it's gonna become a Supreme Court thing, or whatever. It's gonna go to the courts, and it's gonna end up being like, okay, you guys aren't rewarded like any money for this, but
surely
you guys can't do this going forward.
Surely we have better shit to be arguing about.
Do we really though?
I don't know.
Are we talking about better shit?
While we're talking about the flossing thing.
Yeah. Is Brett Kavanaugh in the Supreme Court?
Nope. Not taking the bait, bro.
Well, he's there.
Not taking the bait.
Okay, what a smart man.
The flossing thing, though. Have you?
That's my shit.
Tell me if you've noticed this.
Mm-hmm.
Children.
Oh, fucking dude. Okay.
They do it compulsively, though. Like, they don't even realize they're doing it.
Mara loves it. Mara just hit it randomly, yeah.
Well, they'll do it on purpose.
Your kids do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, my son, no.
Yeah.
He does his own dances.
Yeah. He's just crazy.
He has his own dances. Wild man dance.
Yeah. I like it.
Like I told you, I'm doing
relatable.
All this, taking my daughter to cheerleading and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So at times,
and they're like waiting in line or something. You see the kids just flossing.
It's a sea of little girls, and you can look. There's like, I don't know, 30 of them out there, right?
Yeah.
And you could literally just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 simultaneously, all doing it at any given time. Yeah, like waiting in line, and they don't even realize they're doing it. I don't think. A lot of the time.
My favorite thing,
ridiculous.
man. So check this out. In the store, sometimes I'm on the sales floor or something like that, and I'm out there, I'm speaking to customers, and like there's like a group or family. I know Trandon has seen this, dude. It happens often. Like, you're talking about kids everywhere do this shit.
Yep.
So we'll be on the sales floor, they'll have their kids with them, and you're talking to the family about, whatever, you want to buy this, blah blah blah. You're talking to them, excuse me, and then you'll just like make eye contact with, or you'll like see it out of the corner of your eye. The kid is just staring you down. And they're flossing. I swear to God, dude.
Right.
And it's the weirdest
that's
thing.
Like with how big Fortnite is, though, because it's not like they're seeing these dances from the.
They're not
YouTube
learning this from like the
videos
rappers or anything like that. Yeah,
it's all
it's
coming from the
Fortnite.
game,
They think it originates in Fortnite. You know what I mean? I don't think that you can win this lawsuit. Once again, I just don't think that you can win. Like, it's huge. Like, Fortnite's bigger than you, bro. Fortnite's way like they don't even know who these people are. Carlton hasn't been relevant in a long time. And while I love him, I think Fortnite's gonna win. I think they're going to win this. It's kind of crazy. You can sue people for anything.
Yeah, you can sue people for anything, and something that might end up in a lawsuit, but I don't think it will. Did you hear about the? It was like a girls' volleyball incident that happened, college level. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
Okay, so
I love watching volleyball, but I don't seek it out.
Stanford,
yeah.
Stanford University,
the Ivy League of the West Coast.
Yeah, that's what they said.
You got to hold them to a higher standard.
I believe it was volleyball. They were in like a championship game, or match, whatever is building up to this. They're playing the Huskers, which I don't know where they're from. I don't care.
Nebraska.
Okay, cool.
They're playing the Huskers.
Okay, and so on the whiteboard in their locker room, they drew this elaborate thing that was like F you Huskers.
Okay.
Or like, we're going to decimate you Huskers. Yeah. And it was a picture of the Stanford mascot, like the tree. And it was flipping off the Huskers mascot with one hand. And with the other hand, it was pointing a gun at them.
Oh, shit.
Yes. And so they did that.
Bang, bang.
That's not a good move.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, that's not.
So they drew it. Drew it up.
Bang, bang.
And then after that, they won. And then after the game, someone took a picture of it and posted it on the official Twitter.
Oh, there it is.
The official Twitter for
Stanford
Athletics.
Yeah.
Oops. So
that's not okay.
Really?
Are they
you
gonna
don't
be
think
in-
it's okay? Do you honestly? You don't think it's okay?
Not in today's climate. I don't
What do
care.
you think?
I'm not gonna.
That is not
dude,
okay
We
by
talk.
any
We talked. I mean,
No?
here's the thing.
Really?
Like we talked about this
Are you
last week
saying-
with like the Kevin Hart thing. Does it bother me? No, but I know that it's not okay, and I know that I couldn't do it.
Is it a problem that they did it, or is it a problem that they posted it?
It's definitely a problem that they posted it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they did it in their locker room.
I agree.
It's to get hyped up, you know, whatever. Yeah.
I agree. They shouldn't have posted it
Yeah.
because it's just like, what are you asking for trouble? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, why? It
Well, I
was
mean,
for you.
yeah.
Like it. But I don't think it's a problem doing it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dude, it's a sports thing. You're trying to get yourself amped up. You're trying to like, let's go. Like,
No,
team
that's what I'm
pride.
saying. Like,
let's
yeah,
do
it gets
this.
you hype.
Like, yeah, you know.
But guess what? It's like in the locker room, like in your football locker room, whenever your coach is like, I want you to go out there and I want you to break that quarterback's legs.
Right.
And you're like, yeah. And then you do it. And then people find out that the coach told you to do it. And it's like, oh,
Not a good
shit.
look. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's what happened to the Saints, man.
That's
a couple
too far.
years back. Oh, shit.
So I don't think it's going to end in a lawsuit.
No,
but
it's not gonna
they
end in a
definitely
lawsuit.
landed in hot water. They had to
Yeah.
issue, public apology.
And by those, those
And,
communist
yeah.
NCAA people, man, they might just suspend all their championship hopes.
I
for
mean, even
years.
if it's not that bad, like going into it, you just have to know it's not a good idea. In the
That's
first
not a
place.
good idea.
yeah.
No, we should be smarter than this. I don't know.
In other controversial news, controversial news.
Controversial
Doo-doo-doo,
news.
controversial
Dun dun
news.
dun. Controversial news segment.
So you've heard about the Baby It's Cold Outside
Baby, it's
drama.
cold. Dude, you can't
right?
sing that, bro.
You've heard about
You
it, right?
can't sing that, bro.
Have you heard about it?
No.
Are you
Trandon,
serious?
come on, man.
I'm very serious.
Trandon, you have not heard of this.
I don't have.
Do you know
cable.
that song? You know that song, right?
You know the song.
classic,
Yes.
classic
Yes, I know
Christmas
the
song.
song.
You want to do a couple bars,
Please.
Tanner?
I mean, the controversy. I
You wanna
don't know the whole song.
You want to do a couple bars?
Go ahead. I mean, if you start it off, I can pick it up. I don't know the song like that.
I don't know. I just know the Christian. Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, that's
So,
the
like,
end. Anyway, but if you listen
what's
to
the line though? He's like, and she says like she's getting sleepier. Like, what'd you put in my drink?
she says something like, "What?"
I'm gonna look it up. She says like, what did you put in my
Must-
drink?
Must have been a something. The whole it's. I think it's
Did you
less
chloroform me?
right. Yeah, I think it's less about like a specific line or two, and it's more just about the situation of the song, where the whole basis of the song is
She
They're-
can't leave his house because it's cold
they're
outside
hanging
and
out,
they're drunk.
and yeah, and she's saying, "I want to go home," and he's saying, "Have another drink," and she's like, "Yeah, but I want to go home," and he's like, "But it's cold outside," and have another one or whatever. And in the end, she says she's going to stay. So that's why it's become
Controversial.
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 Right. So for the most part, a lot of people have just stopped playing the song. But some
yeah, so like
people-
I've got to go away. Hey, what's in this drink? That's what she says. And then
Yeah.
like later she says like the answer is no.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah.
So that's what's going on. What were you going to say, Trandon?
My thing is, like hip hop music is mainstream right now.
Right.
But
So-
we're hurting on this, right?
Yeah,
We're mad
like that's
about
kind
this.
of a
It's
lost
so
cause. Like that's
369, damn she fine.
Exactly.
Ooh, can she
Like-
shake it for me one more time? Get low.
it's super weird the things that we like.
just want to find something to get upset
That we
about.
just
Right.
like we talked about in the Kevin Hart thing. Like we just want to get mad about. Well,
Yeah.
not we. I don't. But people
Yeah.
just want to waste their energy on getting
Right.
upset about
but it's
certain
so
things that they
quick
don't really
too,
care
because
about.
in like a week or so, no one will care.
Yeah.
No one will care.
So-
That's how fast the
It
news
just
cycle is
goes
now.
really quick.
So for the most part, people stop playing this song. However, some people decided instead that they would do a marathon of that song.
There we go.
In
Yeah,
the
because fuck those guys.
in the
you know what I mean?
great
Fuck all those other
in
guys.
the great Commonwealth of Kentucky.
There it is. There it is. They can't drive
So-
down here, but they can piss some people
in
off.
Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
That's not too far.
On this hurts them though. WAKY,
Yeah.
like wacky.
Wacky.
On wacky radio in
Wacky.
Elizabethtown on a Sunday morning. They did it was like a 2-hour marathon where they just played that song in different versions of that same song just
Yeah.
on loop for like 2 hours and just threw up middle fingers to everyone and said, "We're playing it.
Yeah, we're playing it. Well, there you go.
We're playing it."
There you go. I like it. I like it. Respect.
Respect. I did want to ask you, Trandon, did you see Spider-Man yet? Into the Spider-Verse?
I have not. I planned to see it opening night,
Bro.
and I fell asleep.
What is the
too
newest?
early.
What's the newest Spider-Man movie?
It is the animated version.
Yeah.
You can take it from there because I haven't seen it.
It's right up your alley, man. It's like, nerdy stuff and
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
animation and...
It's got Black Spider-Man.
Yeah,
It's got a black Spider-Man?
Yeah, well, he's...
There's no black Spider-Man.
Yeah, Miles Morales. Grow up.
That's not...
Grow
is
up,
that
man.
new? Is that new?
He's
Two
been
J's would
around.
be so disappointed in you.
Is that
He's so
new?
disappointed. No, man, he's been around.
Dude, Marvel sucks.
We're not doing the Marvel sucks thing.
Okay. Dude. How
We're not
many
doing
weeks
it.
in a row do I have to try?
We're not doing
How many
it.
weeks in
This
a row?
isn't even... This movie is not even the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This
Okay.
is... It was made by Sony.
Okay.
And it's animated Spider-Man. It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's...
Can you
Here's-
pass me the rye and a glass, please?
Here's what I'll say.
It's the far bottle.
Here's what I'll say.
Thank you.
It is probably... It's probably the best comic book movie that's ever been made. Okay, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. Though. Kill it.
you
Kill
sure?
it. Yeah, I'll drink the bourbon. Kill it. Here's the problem though. It's so unique
Thank
that it's so unique that honestly, it doesn't even. It's almost like it needs a different name. Like call it a live action comic book or something like that. Because honestly, you're watching it and it's like you're watching a live action comic book. There's not a better way to say
Like,
it.
what does
It's-
that mean? So like pow, bang.
There's
stuff
some of
like
those.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's some of those, and there's some of because I'm not into comic books, so I don't know. But what is it? Where it's segmented. And there's like
Frame buck, like kind of
yeah,
frames,
like frames. And there'll be there'd be words running down the screen like vertically.
Mm-hmm.
It had a lot going on, and they did a weird where they combined like hand drawn
That's what I was
animation
curious
and
about,
computer
yeah.
animation, so it had a really unique, almost grainy look.
It's good.
It's so good.
Where'd you watch
and the
it at?
story's so
Here?
good. Yeah, I saw it in Henderson.
Like the theater.
Yeah,
it's in the theaters?
I took Lincoln. Yeah, it's in theaters, man.
What?
Yeah, dude.
I've not heard about this.
It was
dude.
100% on Rotten
I
Tomatoes
think it came
up
out
until like 3 haters posted a review.
Mm-hmm.
I took Lincoln to see it. I took my little one.
Yeah.
Came out
He
like
was
the
a little
14th
bit
or
scared
15th,
at
yeah.
times, but dude, because it's PG, it's rated PG.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miles Morales in that movie. Fuck Peter Parker.
Okay. So there's a
Well,
black
and
Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Miles
Peter
Morales.
Parker's in this movie too, and he's pretty cool. But Miles Morales is like, yes.
Does
dude.
he get bit by a spider too?
Yes. I'm not gonna give it.
Well, at that
we're gonna
point,
give away the whole
but for
damn
him,
movie.
it's not as cool because he's like,
We're gonna
I
give
know
away-
this can happen.
We're gonna
this
give
guy
away the
told
whole
me,
movie.
so I'm gonna get bit by this spider.
All I'm saying is, it very much felt like Spider-Man for this generation.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Morales was big into
Flossing.
Yeah, I don't think he did any flossing, but he was big into like tagging.
Okay.
He was big into art.
Oh, okay. I got
he
you.
was
Graffiti and stuff.
he's like hip hop Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay.
It was awesome. That's all I'm saying. So go see it. Everyone go see it. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Go
Is
see
hip hop
it.
Spider-Man? Is that Static Shock?
Why would Static Shock be Spider-Man?
I don't know, but he's like the hip hop superhero. Like, dude, Static
I think
Shock
that's
was
called
dope.
stereotyping.
I don't know. Shut up.
Jeez.
I mean, I
Anything else?
had some other stuff going on. Trend, did
Hit me.
anything happen in your life though? I'll ask you before I say anything else. Anything happen recently in your life?
I mean, I had a birthday yesterday.
You
so,
did have
I mean,
a birthday.
That's
What?
something in my
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Did you not hear me say that earlier? It was his birthday yesterday. He turned 22, man.
I forgot.
So I did.
Oh, you
so-
want to? Yeah,
so
go
here's the
ahead and
thing.
I'm sorry.
Like I forgot too, but like I knew his birthday was the 19th, and he knew I knew his birthday was the 19th. He knows I know his birthday is the 19th because it's the same day as mine, just a different month. We've discussed this numerous times, and I just forgot yesterday was the 19th. Like I knew like Trandon's birthday was on the 19th, but like I forgot it was the 19th. So I mean, like
I didn't forget your birthday. I just forgot
So
the
like
date.
we go to
That's a
work and
valid
like I
excuse,
see
right?
him or whatever, and like no big deal, and then I'm working, and then see him after work, all right, no big deal, and then go home. Then he swings by later at my house, like 8:30, and he sits down. And I had another friend over, and he looked at them, and he was like, "Hey, so you want to know something crazy? I'm about to mess this guy up right now." He's like, "This guy's like my best friend, but check this out." And then I was like, "Oh my god, dude, I forgot it's your birthday." Like before he could even finish it, I was like, "It's your birthday! Like it's your birthday! Holy shit!" I felt terrible about it.
It was great.
I
I
felt
do it to
terrible.
everybody. Like I'll let everybody possible.
That's so
forget.
selfish.
I don't say anything to
messed
That's
up.
so
anybody about
selfish.
it.
That's so selfish, Trandon.
Messed up. Well, okay, let's be real. The only reason that anyone knows anyone's birthday, for the most part, is because of Facebook.
Agreed.
Nowadays, yes.
Nowadays, for
Nowadays,
sure.
absolutely.
Well, yeah, you used to keep track of it in other ways, and then it was like, well, but everyone has Facebook, and
Facebook lets you know like a couple days prior too. They're like, this person's birthday's coming up.
knows.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I get upset. I'm like, oh, they didn't tell me happy birthday. And then I thought about it. I was like, I didn't tell them happy birthday.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. They didn't write on my wall, but I definitely didn't write on their wall.
Dude, I don't remember where I heard this. I don't know. It could have been a comedian. It could have been a meme somewhere. It could have been on Facebook. I don't remember where I heard it. But someone was like, if you really want to get it back at someone, hack into their Facebook account and change their birthday.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be really good. That'd be really
so
good.
Messed up, man.
Dude, this guy that used to work with us, he stayed logged in on his work computer on Facebook. He wasn't supposed to be on Facebook on his work computer.
Oh my gosh.
I changed his profile picture.
Dude,
he never confronted me about it, but I
doing?
changed his profile picture.
What are you doing if you do that?
I had pressure from another colleague of mine, and I did it.
Don't log into Facebook at work, and
yeah.
definitely don't stay logged in.
Don't stay logged in, you fucking nerd.
You're insane if you do that.
Something interesting that I saw today.
Tell me.
On Instagram, and we'll kind of go into it a little bit. We'll do some maths here.
Okay.
So, streaming music. How do you listen to music nowadays?
Apple Music, 100%
Apple Music,
of the time,
Trandon,
all the
how
time.
do you listen to music?
Apple Music.
Boom.
Spotify.
I listen on Apple Music as well, typically.
3 for 3.
So there's a lot of other streaming services out there: Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, Tidal.
Yeah. Let's be real. No one has Tidal.
Jay-Z.
No one pays for Tidal.
I will tell you that I downloaded the free trial Tidal,
Yeah.
and I don't check my bills too much. So I paid for Tidal for a year. Never used it.
For a year?
I deleted the app.
It's like $20 a month.
I
too.
deleted the app, so I thought like it would go away. But no, I still have my subscription. No, it's $13.99.
Oh,
But yeah,
so
pay
expensive.
that every month for a year.
Life hack. If you do a free trial thing, you go into your settings on your phone and you cancel it, but you still get the free trial. So you can go into manage your subscriptions on your iPhone. So sign up for any free trial
immediately,
and then immediately go to
cancel it.
manage your subscriptions and cancel it immediately, and then you still get the
7 days or whatever.
Yeah, but it won't recharge you.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah,
It's a good way to play
that
it.
is a life hack. Thank you for that because
Hey,
I did
man,
not know that.
I'm here to help.
So interesting that you have that viewpoint on Tidal because what we're going to talk about is not necessarily how you listen to music, but
Okay.
like the artist perspective. Maybe you guys have heard about this. Like it's a thing. A lot of people are scared of like the music business now, like streaming music.
Well,
especially people that get locked into these crazy deals, right?
It's a problem because the artists are not getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem.
Okay. So what kind of music do you listen to? Set the stage.
I listen to
Typically mainstream music.
Selena Gomez
Mm-hmm.
and Justin Bieber, BB Rexa.
Mainstream.
The funny thing is, it's not a joke.
It's not a
I'm
joke.
saying
It's
it like
real
a
shit.
joke, but Major Lazer
mainstream artist with like big camps, right?
for the most part, yeah.
Trandon, who do you listen to?
And I'm across the board.
Yeah, give me a couple. Current artists. I'm not talking about like oldies and stuff.
I
People
listen
that are
to a lot of old music.
Me
for
too.
sure.
I love oldies. It's one of my
Sean, there's
favorites.
someone that you need to check out. Her name is Tosh Sultana. You would like her a lot, but that's a cool artist. As well as, just regular hip hop
it out.
artists.
I love her name already.
Tosh
What's her name? Who is it?
Tosh Sultana. TASH.
Yeah.
Oh,
SULTANA. I'm
Okay.
a huge
They're
fan.
a
All right,
duo.
I'm getting in there.
It's Daniel Tosh and the Sultan from Aladdin. They're sick.
But beyond
This-
that,
this
hip hop,
clown.
and then
This clown.
I like my 2000s rock
Yeah.
as well. So
So let's talk about some of those artists and how they're streaming their music. So people aren't typically buying hard copy CDs anymore.
No.
People typically aren't even buying CDs off Apple, iTunes anymore. Typically,
buying
You're-
the album.
Yeah, you're streaming. Like you're
Yeah,
streaming.
you're
You pay for a
streaming.
subscription
Everyone
and
is
you
streaming.
stream.
Yeah.
So I have this chart. Basically, I saw this today. I took a screenshot so we can go over it. Basically, saying how much a stream is worth on each of these platforms. Okay.
It's so bad.
So I'm going to say this kind of weird so I can go through it really fast. We'll start with the denomination for the first one, and then we'll kind of fly through it. So YouTube, 0.00069 cents every stream. Spotify, 0.00437. Apple Music, 0.00735. Tidal, 0.01250. And Amazon, 0.00402. So those are all cents, a lot of zeros after that first decimal, except for on Tidal. They're paying people over a penny a stream. Okay, everyone else is less than a penny a stream. That's essentially how I just broke that down. Okay, so we're all on the same page.
Apple had one less zero than the other ones, though.
Yes, it did. Typically, then YouTube and Amazon, yes, sir. So YouTube pays the least. So now then they broke down the math to 1 million streams. So 1 million streams for YouTube, $690. On Spotify, $4,370. On Apple Music, $7,350. On Tidal, $12,500. On Amazon, $4,020. So it's interesting, right? Tidal's paying
really
these people.
Interesting.
Now, who runs Tidal?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Well, I only know that because you just
I'm
told
saying,
me.
but it makes sense that an artist, you know what I mean, would pay these other artists the most. And he's done things in the past trying to like spread this platform and get it more, known and stuff like that.
Right.
And it has a decent reputation. However, like you said, it's still kind of obsolete. Like not a lot of people.
I mean,
you said
it's the most expensive as well.
You said it's how much?
Whenever I had it, and it was the most basic. It's $13.99.
$13.99 a month. I think I pay. What is Apple Music? $9.99 a month.
Yes.
Spotify's probably $9.99 a month. Or whatever. And you can get Spotify for free.
Not because not everybody is on Tidal as well.
Yeah, that's
true too. They don't have all the artists.
I mean, if it was a better product, or even if it was a comparable product, but hey, pay $4 more a month, and you're actually supporting artists, I would probably do that. But it's not. They don't have
a lot of artists.
They don't have the same features. It's not. They don't have as.
And you know what's crazy?
Library.
You know what sucks about it, especially Jay-Z. I'm a Jay-Z fan. Trandon, you like Jay-Z?
Yes.
For example, he runs Tidal, like we just said.
Right.
He drops an album. It drops on there first.
Right.
Drops on there first. Exclusively first, typically. Drake just came out with an album. We talked about this a week or two ago. Scorpion, right? This past year. Yeah. He has a song on there with Jay-Z. Guess what? You could listen to it on Apple Music for like the first 2 days. After that, it got pulled.
Yeah, he also
it's called like Talk Up or something.
He pulled all 3 blueprints off Apple Music, and they're only on Tidal.
So you can't even really listen to Jay-Z on Apple Music like that. You can listen to some of his newer stuff, like the past couple albums. Blueprint 3, I think, was on there. It was. It might not be. Okay. Got pulled, I mean, and that was like 2009 or whatever. I think Magna Carta might be on there still, and then Watch the Throne or something like that. But it's interesting, right? And so
it's definitely
so
interesting.
let me do a quick math. The example that the guy who posted this gave was Drake. It's a great example. He has a lot of streams. You know the song God's Plan? God's Plan.
Yeah.
God's Plan.
Yeah.
I get it sometimes. I know. Whoa.
You did this like 2 weeks ago.
Whatever.
Yeah, I got it.
800. It's been streamed over 887 million times.
Right.
So let's say that I mean, and that's going to be spread across the board. That's all platforms.
But so you could call this like the pinnacle of success, right? Like
like no one's doing more than that. Really, no one's really doing more than that.
Right. Or but I mean, in general, if you've done that, that's basically just call it the best.
Yeah.
Someone could do better, but in general. So what you're saying is, if you are the best in the world at this, then this is what you get paid.
The best. So that many streams, and once again, that's across all platforms. But for math reasons, let's throw it in the middle, or second from the highest. Sorry, we'll do it on Apple because that's probably the most popular streaming service. I'm gonna assume. I use it. I assume everyone wants to be like me. Bigger, I think everyone wants to be like me, so I think it's Apple.
Globally, I think.
Well, and once again, Spotify has a free platform as well. Like you can get Spotify free with ads. True as well. Whatever. But so let's say it was Apple. 1 million streams get you $7,350. That makes Drake off one song alone, God's Plan, which is like the most streamed song of the year. 6,519,450. I don't feel bad if he owns the master. Like if it's his song, like if he owns it, which we know how that works. You know what I mean?
I think I still feel bad. I don't know.
It's. Like, do you not think that's a lot of money? Like, I mean, because
that's a ton of money.
But you think, for the most part, you think they get screwed off stream.
One song. Overall, I would say
I would think the same thing. But then, I kind of saw this and
you do the
broke it down a little bit.
Like, well,
and you buy an album once, you stream forever.
Yeah,
forever. As long as there's ads involved, you stream for forever or subscription.
That's true.
You know,
that is true. Yeah, I don't.
It's interesting.
I think overall they're probably getting screwed because. He's almost in the the upper stratosphere. Like he's in this whole other insane level. Where it'd be interesting would be looking at someone who, on the old system, they maybe they were a millionaire, but like a modest millionaire, or maybe they were just, but they were able to grind out a living. Yeah. Selling their music. Only, but when you switch it to streaming, it's like, working at, I don't know, Walmart or something. That's what I'd be curious to see.
Do you know who Everlast is? Like the white dude, like the
Yeah.
singer or
Yeah.
whatever. What is he, a rapper or whatever? I don't know what you call that. What does he do?
He does it all.
He's a musician, whatever. Okay, so that guy, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast one time, and he was talking about streams. And since he owns all his music, like he does everything, he makes good money. Like, and he's not even streamed that well. You know what I mean? But he's like, no, people that say it sucks nowadays, it's because they're in a crazy deal and they get paid on the back end of all that shit. You know what I mean? If you can imagine that you're only getting 0.0012 cents per stream, and then you have to break that up to where you only get 20% of it or whatever. Yeah, it's probably not looking too good.
That's what still not sure how much it costs to get your money on the platform. Or
does it cost to get your money on the platform?
Yeah,
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, we're not paying to get this podcast on the platform.
I guess that's true. So how do people get paid? Like, I don't know. Does everyone make money, or do you have to reach a certain?
Podcasts are different than music.
Do you have to reach a certain amount of plays to get money?
I mean, I do know with music, like, put it out there, you obviously have to have the rights to it. So that's a big problem with things as well.
Right.
Yeah. Especially with like a lot of artists nowadays. Rap music in general.
Sampling. And
rap music in general.
Right.
Fun fact there.
Yeah.
There's a song that's on the top 10 now. It's been on the top 10 for the past couple months. The song is called Lucid Dreams.
Okay.
Have you ever heard that?
Probably.
I mean, I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. Oh no, it's a rap song, but it's like, so rap's like doing this thing, and it's like going towards like kind of like emo rap, like it's like sad boy stuff, and that's kind of what that is, right? Trandon loves that shit.
You love it?
Trandon, you love that.
I would not say that. I mean, it's different.
Trandon's a sad boy.
Not say that.
I like lyrics,
Trandon, sad boy McCray.
You gonna cry?
Not today.
Do you want to cry?
Not today,
Not
sir.
today. So like I said, just fun fact about that song. If you're listening and you know that song "Lucid Dreams" by a guy named Juice WRLD, is his name. Who knows what's up with the names? You know what I mean? I do like the music though. You like the music.
I like some of it. I
mean, we like the same couple songs or whatever. Like, it's pretty.
I
decent.
just wish people would take more time with their music. Just not think
music.
Everything's great.
Sometimes I do like music when it's rough, but I don't like when people make a lot of music and rush it out and stuff like that. And that's a huge thing in hip hop. But Juice WRLD, a huge thing in rap is sampling, right? Like, you know what that is?
Yes. Yeah.
To sample someone else's song. Yeah. If you guys are listening, you don't know. Basically, if someone made a really great song in the past, or maybe it was just like a clip out of a TV show or something like that you love, you cut that audio out and you throw it in your song on the beat or whatever.
Yeah.
So the guy who he bought the beat from, the producer, just a no-name guy basically on the internet, on probably SoundCloud or something like that.
Sure.
And he sampled Sting. What is the song? Let me look this up. He sampled a song by Sting.
Okay.
And the song had been out for a while, and it's like his most popular song. And he got sued. You know what I mean? He got sued, and he literally lost 90% of the song. And it's like his most popular song because, and you listen to it and you're like, oh man, that sucks. The song's called "Shape of My Heart." Do you know that by Sting? Shape of My Heart. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Police fan. You know what I mean? Support local PD. I'm not the biggest Sting fan of the Police.
I'm not following Sting, man.
But I don't know. He stole that song and he got screwed. So he will not get paid for those streams, but Sting will.
Well, there you go.
It's interesting. You got to be careful with that shit nowadays.
No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt. Anything else going on? Anything?
Well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say not too much.
All right. Well,
Sean, make them happy.
We gotta, we're talking about, ads and sponsors and getting paid for things.
Getting paid, man. That's what it's all about.
Talk about getting into a bad deal.
Getting that bread.
Talk about getting into a bad deal.
Sometimes that happens.
I think we might have a bad deal here, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah, here it is. Okay, here we go. This episode of Miscellaneous Bullshit is brought to you by My Funeral. My Funeral is the revolutionary news service that lets you nail down all the important details for your last big day. Finalize the guest list, pick your DJ, and book your venue. It's all possible with My Funeral. My Funeral is the perfect solution for control freaks that insist on controlling every minute detail even after they're dead. So don't wait. Head over to myfuneral.com and use the promo code BULLSHIT to save 20% off the last purchase you'll ever need. That's myfuneral.com and use the promo code BULLSHIT. MyFuneral. It is over your dead body.
And if you guys could please donate to my funeral for myself, because it's gonna come up. It's coming up sooner than we think. Okay, sooner than we think. That is something I think.
Have you heard of that?
I know a lot. Is that real? Something similar, dude. I think I know people that would use that. I'm dead ass serious.
It's not an. It was a real idea.
Yeah.
I heard. It is a real idea.
Yeah.
I read about it on, I saw it. It was on something like failed startups or something.
It would not surprise me.
And so the website is legit if you go there, but it's just like a landing page that says like coming soon or something, but it's never coming. It's not happening.
My funeral.
Because it's fucking weird.
What song are they playing at your funeral?
I don't know.
Take your time, please. I need an answer. I don't care if there's dead silence for 5 minutes.
What song is playing at my funeral?
Trandon, you got think too, man. You're getting asked the same question,
dude. I mean, it's just because I was talking about it last week. But if you press me and I got to give you an answer right now, it's probably "Freedom" by Pharrell. I'm telling you, I'm obsessed that song with. Dude, I've been playing it all week. Still, I've been playing that song 2 weeks nonstop. Anytime I get in the car, I'm playing that song
for sure,
and it fits.
Yeah,
freedom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm free, baby.
Yeah,
I'm free.
Is that song better than Is that song better than the Chase Freedom song?
Yes.
Freedom.
Don't compare the two.
I don't know. I really don't know. I asked that question like I don't know my song. You know what I mean? I really don't. I don't know what my song would be. Trent, you got a song?
I mean, I've never really thought about it till now. When you just asked it, first thing that came to mind though, "Pursuit of Happiness," Kid Cudi.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Ooh.
That's a really good song. Yeah,
that's
why you died.
Respect.
I'm on the Pursuit of Happiness.
Got that right.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see the man.
That's a good pick.
I like that. I'll think about mine. I'll throw it back in later in the show.
Throw it back in.
Okay.
All right. So, Trandon, since we have you here,
yes,
one of the reasons that we wanted you on the show, other than just because we love you and you're like the best person ever.
No, we don't.
Well, that's how I feel. Tanner doesn't because he's actually the worst person ever.
It's okay. It's okay.
One of the reasons that we wanted you on the show, is that we wanted to talk to you about just in general, part of the reason, like we said, you just turned 22. You're younger than both of us. You're like 10 years younger than me. You're, I don't know,
30 years younger than me.
30 years younger than this old man. Yeah. So, and you're a very insightful person. You're a very opinionated person.
Yeah.
You see things that maybe I don't see, or
he's got
you
good
see
perspective.
them differently. Yeah,
it's fresh perspective.
You have interesting perspectives. So that's one of the reasons we wanted you on here, was just to kind of gain some of that perspective. So from your stance as a 22-year-old man,
yes,
living in Southern Indiana.
Unfortunate.
Come on, dude. Don't do that.
Absolutely. Indiana's the worst.
Dude, I stick up for Southern Indiana on the worst. Tell him it's better in Kentucky, though.
No, he's not going to do it.
Tell him it's better in Kentucky. He doesn't agree. He doesn't want to hurt your feelings.
He doesn't agree. He does not agree.
I'm a UK fan.
Oh, insult to injury for
They're
you.
garbage, though.
Man,
he knows he hates Kentucky, though.
Nope.
He hates the state. He doesn't hate the school. He hates the state.
Didn't sound like it. It's a Commonwealth, sir.
Exactly.
So what do you see? What's going on? What's going on in the world? How are you feeling
What's happening
about
on
things?
The streets?
What do you see? What do you think is working? What do you think is not working? What do you want to see change? What would you hope to see change? What's up? Talk to us.
I don't know. Honestly, right now, what's been going on is a lot of my friends and family, like just my peers, have been graduating college or graduated college in the past year.
Okay.
And it's just interesting to see what they do afterwards, because I kind of stepped away from that route. Like I went my first semester, took a second semester.
Where'd you go to school
college, at? IUPUI in Indianapolis.
Okay. Jaguars.
Yes. And then came back after that, did Ivy Tech at home here in Evansville. And I just kind of decided that wasn't my route. So I had some friends that stuck with it. They've graduated at this point, either last year or this year. Mm-hmm. And they're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's not doing anything at all. Age that you're at. Like 4 years. If you do the 4 years of college thing,
go straight after high school.
That's where Trandon's at right now.
So like a lot of them are graduating. It's just like kind of like, what's your game plan? And they all just move back at home, and they either just chill at home or they get a job and chill at home. Like it's they're not really doing anything with their degree, or they're uncertain if that's still the field they want to go with.
Yeah.
What are they? So they have their undergrad. They have their like a bachelor degree, Bachelor of Arts, usually, probably.
Typically, right?
BA.
Typically, right?
Yeah, a lot of it.
Liberal arts. That's what the kids do.
So
nowadays.
what are they like? So what are some examples? What are they? What are they majoring in that's not panning out for them or whatever?
Honestly, one of the things that I've seen that is something I'm interested in, sadly enough, is like interior design.
Yeah,
like that's something that is a
dude. I honestly think that's super cool. Yeah, I don't think it's a degree, but I think it's cool. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
And like it's weird because that's like a lot of my friends have done that, and I never really thought I would like that.
Right.
Knowing that I'm working in a furniture store now, kind of weird. But
so what the hell do you do with an interior design degree? Is that what you're asking? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like my thing was,
what are they doing with it?
Why would you go to school to get a degree for that? Like, there's no benefit besides
get a job on that career path and then just work your way, because you're not getting. Okay, so I think I agree with what you're saying. So you're questioning the college system. Is that what you're saying?
Questioning the college system, and not necessarily completely questioning it. I just think
I don't think he's questioning school.
No, I definitely disagree with going from high school to college. There is no point at 18 years old to decide I'm going to get a loan for X amount of money that could screw me over for however long. Like, you have no idea what the consequences are when you make that loan.
I completely agree with that.
And that's why I think you should take some time in the work field. Like me now at 22, I'm still not sure that college is my route. But at least I've given myself time to think about it before jumping into something that I'm not ready for.
I mean, if you took a $20K loan right now, signed on the line, how long would it take you to pay that back?
I mean, it'd take me a minute to pay it back.
You know what I mean? And you make good money. You know what I mean? Like, this dude's a millionaire, and he couldn't pay back a $20K loan in less than 12 years. Okay, like it's hard. It's tough. It's tough stuff.
And like every mother would be, like, my mom was kind of disappointed whenever I decided not to go to college or not stick with it, and like it was just a real moment between me and her. Whenever I was like, I'm not mature enough. Like, this is the most mature moment I'm having, saying I'm not mature enough.
That is a mature moment. Yeah, exactly. That's a super mature moment. I had kind of the same epiphany.
Yeah, and it was just, I was like, I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting money.
I'm wasting money, man.
I went to school to party and hang out with friends.
Right. So much fun.
I could do that at home if like that's really where my mind's at.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, so what do you think?
I think it starts in high school, man. Like, I think like the change starts in high school, right? Like, for example, like what he said, we'll maybe touch on that later. There should maybe be a buffer period. I don't know. Maybe you should have like how they make you before you go to the NBA, you need to do a year of college or something else. Maybe you should just have a real job year before you do something. I'm telling you, because just high school, the way it is, doesn't prepare you for anything.
Right. Like, you have to have like you have to work. You have to work for a year before you can get it.
Yeah, work for a year.
That's something.
And then so you get a hard job for a year, right? At the end of the year, you either are like, oh, I love working. Because some people, I love working hard. Like, like I'm not going to say I work hard every day. I have to do some paperwork sometimes. It sucks. But whenever you work hard and you're tired at the end of the day, you feel like successful. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, you feel a sense of accomplishment. So some people might gravitate towards that if they're, shown that. Or there's people that be like, I never want to fucking do this in my life.
Right.
I'm going to study hard. I'm going to work hard.
And what you were saying with high school, like, I went to a private high school, so a little bit more than public high school. There is a high value on going to college. Like, that is
it's expected,
your only
man.
option. Yeah, like, we had a 99% rate of kids going to college. If they didn't go to college, they often got kicked out. Like,
most schools have a lower graduation rate. You know what I mean? Let alone just like going to college.
And and that's a lot of pressure going into it.
Yeah. Right.
I was already at a disadvantage, in my opinion, because it's a higher grading scale at a private school. So I don't feel I'm performing as well just because I got to get a 96 to get an A instead of a 90. Yeah. Just simple things like that.
Well, like, you could do the same. You could turn in the same paper as I did, but they would view it, I mean, like, and we get the same grade, but it would just show up on your transcript as lesser or whatever. It's just like, it's kind of weird.
Malcolm Gladwell.
I know. Yeah.
You know him? Yeah. He talks about that and I don't remember which. I don't know. I listen to all his books, or I listen to them. Usually I just go through them, once a year or something, because I find his voice really engaging, and the stuff he talks about is fascinating. But one of the things he talks about in one of his books is that people think locally, not globally. So in reference to school, like you said, you have a you get a 92% or whatever, 94% even, and that's a A- or a B+ or whatever at your school.
Yep.
But anywhere else, that's an A.
Yep.
But because of that, you compare yourself to the people that you're sitting next to, not everyone your age in school.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I'm dumb, and you start limiting your options from there. I can't do this or I can't do that. Whereas if it's
compared to the average, like you're at above average place. You know what I mean? So compared to the average, you're killing it. Yeah.
And that was nice going into that one semester at IUPUI because I got there and it was like, oh, I can get an 80 and we get a B. Like where I was at, that was a low C. Like, that wouldn't have worked out for me. But so like it did have its preparations and like its benefits as well. But it was only for that college route. Like there wasn't really, with public school, I feel there's more options as far as trades. It kind of gives you more crafts.
And Trandon so he said he went to a private school.
Right.
We're going to narrow it down. He went to a Catholic school. So he was really prepared for life because they did that religion class.
That counts for no college credits.
It shouldn't count for any.
That doesn't transfer?
Are you fucking kidding me?
It
shouldn't count for. It shouldn't count for shit. Okay. Yeah. So but that's interesting. There's certain things, man. Like once again, just talking about high school in general. Like you're not prepared to go into college, right? Like after high school, for example. I think high school should be structured more like college.
Yeah.
To the extent like whenever you're 15, whenever a kid's 15, 14, 15, freshman year.
Yeah.
Kids can change, just like grown men can change, adults can change, and they can completely change. If they're shit, they can turn in, to gold or whatever overnight.
Right.
However, typically it doesn't happen. You can look at a kid and kind of see where they're going to be, or and maybe they even already have an idea of what they kind of want to do.
Right.
So I think at the early age, freshman year, sophomore year, you have them start exploring that stuff. It's not them picking a major and dedicating $20,000,
right.
You know what I mean, to something. It is them experimenting. We need to go to like more college-based course system. Like, oh, I think I'm interested in being a mechanic.
Right.
Okay, well, you're going to go to trade school.
Right.
All day or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna do math because that's necessary.
Right.
You're not gonna have to do X9 or X to the 9th power, all that stuff, because that's not necessary for you. You know what I mean? But we're going to try this for you. I think it would work a little bit better.
I think it would work better. I mean, I think one of the issues in general with school is, and I've heard this said before, so, I'm not trying to copy it from someone, but
I said this.
I'm going to copy it from someone.
I said this last week.
But, school oftentimes is more about compliance and following the rules than it is about anything else.
It's about structure, right?
It's about structure. So what happens is you end up in the situation where you're teaching kids to game the system.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yes,
that's what you're doing.
You're not teaching them to work hard. You're just teaching them to be victorious in the system.
Right.
For
sure. Because honestly, but as human beings in general, and I have some firsthand experience with this professionally where all of us do, where trying to create coursework and create lessons that actually gets people to learn what you want them to learn.
It's almost impossible.
It's very, very difficult. It's very difficult because you think, well, okay, they need to know all this. And so if I ask these questions, the only way they're going to know the answer to the questions is if they actually learn the skill. And that's bullshit. It's not true because you can just figure out how to get the right answers or get enough answers correct that it's like, hey, he's got it. He learned. And then if you were to actually look at it, and actually measure them in the real world setting, zero, nothing got through. But that starts very early in school where it's just like, okay, always pick C. If you don't know, pick C. Why did anyone ever say that ever? It's such bullshit because even just the idea of, hey, if you don't know the answer, you should don't put anything.
You should want to learn the answer.
Just don't put anything because you don't know.
And it kind of goes into like a side tangent, but with grades, like first grade, second grade, whatever, it's gone by age. Right. But at the same point, your age
it should be by intelligence.
It does not determine your intelligence whatsoever. That's like the amount of experiences you've had, whatever it may be.
It's just like
peers should not be your age group. It should be the people that you like your interests are around.
It's a very ballpark way of progression, grouping things together. Like, well, that gets us in the ballpark, and that stops. That goes away once you get into high school at a certain point where it's like you're taking classes with other people.
You're taking AP classes as a freshman or whatever.
But why is
really
that?
Smart.
Why is that not happening until right before you go to college?
Well, and the thing is, it is kind of happening. For example, in elementary school, I was in a program called GT. It was like gifted and talented or whatever. So like these kids who scored so high on like an I-STEP test or whatever it was. I don't know. You scored so high on the I-STEP.
This is just a setup for you to talk about how smart you are.
Well, I used to be really smart. And then I started doing some stuff. Okay, it's okay. But we'll go back to when I was smart, the glory days. But they would just put us in like a different class for like a period. You know what I mean? And like we learned some extra shit there.
Yeah.
But they did like kind of try to separate us. But at the same time, realistically, those kids, whenever I went to middle school, I had classes with those kids only. You know what I mean? And they did kind of try to separate us a little bit.
Right.
Basically, in middle school, how it was for me, I went to public school. You basically took like core classes or you took advanced classes. And so like core English, and then there's advanced English. You know what I mean? Taught by a different teacher and everything like that.
Right.
So they kind of try to separate you a little bit. However, not to the point of not really. You know what I mean? Like they weren't grouping different age groups and stuff like that. And I knew I was dumber than some people that were probably younger than me.
Right.
And I was smarter than some people that may be older than me. You know what I mean? But I think they should kind of we shouldn't push kids through high school as fast as we do. Right. I'm okay with people being 30 before they graduate because a lot of people wouldn't even graduate today if they're like 50 years old.
That is kind of weird how you're okay with a 30-year-old college graduate versus a 20-year-old high school graduate.
Yeah, exactly. Why is it okay to get your college degree at 30, but it's not okay to fail high school till you're 22? If you're not ready, you're not ready. And there's a lot of morons that I graduated with. Yeah. Morons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry to you guys. If you're listening, you know who you are. Morons. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's an interesting approach that I have. And there's a couple other things that I want to talk about, like the fact that whenever I was in school, what time did school start for you?
Dude,
back in 1912.
Early. Started early for me. I don't remember what time though.
Like 8:30.
That sounds right.
Isn't that is that what time it started for you?
8:30.
Yeah.
7:30.
7:30. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was 7:30 or 8:30 for me in high school. It might have been 7. I don't think it was that.
You got
dude. It was 7:30. School started at 7.
It could have been earlier for me.
Crazy.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think
it
zero
started at
concept of time.
That's insane. So
at that age,
yeah, it started at 7:30. Actually, that's crazy. So like, school needs to start at 9. Like realistically, it needs to start at 9.
You want to know why that's not going to work?
Why?
Because sports practice afterwards.
9 to 3:30. 9 to 3:30. Like it cut it a little bit shorter, but like it's sports and like the family time afterwards. But
it's
like
sports, but it's also
should we not be teaching these kids that they need to sacrifice some things anyway because they're going to have to for the rest of their lives?
Yeah, they'll have to. But no, I get what you're saying. It should start a little bit later.
You know how productive you are at 7:30 when you first wake up or whatever, and that's what happens with high school kids. Unless you're a woman, I went to school with a lot of girls, and they'd wake up early. Like they'd always talk about how they had to get ready for school and stuff, and I was like, "Fuck that!" Like I wake up, I brush my teeth,
right.
I shower the night before. I throw on dirty clothes.
Dude, I could...
Whatever.
My mom had to literally drag me out of bed.
I was the worst at waking up whenever I was a kid. I got water plenty of times. I got like smacked in the face, smacked in the head.
I was putting up shots 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, that's impressive. And that's why you're going to that tryout for the Toronto Raptors tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Wasted time.
I'll see you, Kawhi.
You nerd. Wasted time. Wasted time on the court. He sucks at ball.
You're putting up shots at 6 a.m.?
Yeah. I'm a morning person.
Where?
He is a morning person. It's weird.
You're a morning person?
Yeah. Dude, he'll send me Snapchats at like, I'll wake up to him and they were sent at like 7 a.m. It's crazy.
7 a.m. is not,
it's not, but when you have to be at work at 9, it is. You know what I mean? Like,
I get, yeah.
I mean,
I say I probably,
especially for a 22-year-old kid.
I wake up,
most people think he's a 22-year-old kid.
7. Like I just like roll around.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I mean, he's woken up. I used to wake up kind of early, but I've kind of, since Mara and Shelby moved out, Mara used to be my alarm clock. And I've been struggling to get out of bed now, man. Struggling.
I hear you.
But so they need to start it later. That way kids can function a little bit better.
Okay.
We need to have different classes for high school kids too. For example, there's a couple classes that I took that I really loved. Like I loved science. You know what I mean? All the science classes I took. However, I don't need that shit. I didn't take that with me anywhere. You know what I mean? I loved it. I love learning, period. Science is super interesting to me. I love science. However, like I said, I don't take that anywhere. Like I don't use that today. Would I have elected to take it if I maybe? You know what I mean? Yeah. However, you know what I needed? Classes that I needed in high school. How to file my taxes 101.
Yeah, no doubt.
Car maintenance 101.
Yeah.
House maintenance 101.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just literally how to fix something.
I did not hear about a credit score until I was 17.
There you go.
And that is the most important thing in my life now.
That's crazy.
A perfect credit score is way better than $100,000 cash.
Yes. It is a fact.
It has more buying power.
Dude,
has more buying power.
I don't agree, but
I'm saying it has more buying power. You could do more with a
Yeah.
perfect credit score right now. You get a loan for like a crazier house. But if you had a trash credit score and you had 100,000, they're like, that's not enough to cover the house. You can't pay the shit. So whatever.
All right.
But that, how to maintain a healthy relationship 101. How to, like, I mean, because your childhood, you're not really, like, you're not doing that. You know what I mean? Like a relationship, you don't even know what that really is. Like you're friends with people, but like you can lose friends over nothing. When you're a real person, you're an adult, you know, it's not how you handle things.
Right.
So I needed that class. I still need how to recognize toxic people. 102. 102 on that one. I know a little bit. I'm learning, but like, you know what I mean? They don't teach you this stuff. Like they don't teach you what's like, I don't know, man. They need to set you up better for just life in general. Because what's the average person doing? Is the average person going to go and be a scholar? No. Unfortunately,
some
not.
people,
like some
and
people,
we need
yes.
those. We need
those people. That's who pushes us forward.
Everyone.
You know what I mean? However, what helps us maintain is the normal people.
As a teacher, like you got to think about you take up X amount of time for this human's life. Like you spend more time with your teacher than you do with your parents. Like on school days.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I mean, like that. You got to teach more than just school in that amount of time.
Yeah, like life lessons. You need to be Mr. Feeney.
That's whenever you legit have their full attention. Whenever they go home, that's whenever they play games.
Feeney.
Jesus,
you need that, man. Feeney. You need that.
Jeez, man, you're out of control.
You need that stuff.
I agree.
Whoa, guys, I'm out of control.
I agree.
I'm out of control.
So like you're talking about some of the things that you don't like. You know, Trandon, what would you like it to look like in an ideal situation?
I mean, like I said, I would like that it's not frowned upon. Like if you open up, say, high school to 6 years, 4 to 6 years, whatever it may be, like however long it takes you, if you want to take a different route.
Yeah.
But if you present it as acceptable, like you said, like if you just present it as that, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. But like when you present it as like, just like college, like
mess something
most
up.
people don't graduate college in 4 years. No. However, people still think it's a 4-year thing.
Right.
It's not. Not even just for doctors and shit, but continue.
No, yeah. And just with that, I mean, it kind of gives you the opportunity to work. Because that was a thing for me in high school. I worked and played sports. So it was a matter of, okay, you go to school, you get out of school, you go to practice, you get out of practice at 5 o'clock, you work till 11, and you got homework.
Right.
It's not manageable. Like you just literally can't do
tough.
it.
That's tough.
Yeah. And I mean, if you put it in a structure where, okay, I can get out of class at 12 o'clock every day, go to school for 6 years, I can still work and play sports, whatever it may be. It just makes it more realistic for a lot of people.
You know, and like to counterpoint for that though, like something, this might be a side tangent as well, but like what you do right there prepares you for the real world to an extent.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't set you up to be lazy. You know what I mean? Like some people take like years off, you know what I mean? Before like no school, no job or whatever. Those people develop really bad habits. Yeah. I developed really bad habits. You know what I mean? You get whenever you start waking up after 10, you're fucking done.
Yeah.
After 9, realistically, on a daily basis, you're done, man. Like you're done. Because then it's 10 o'clock before you're actually up. Right. And then it's 10:30 before you're actually somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just not a productive way to live. You kind of setting yourself up for failure. So like that structure that he had, that sets you up for success, I believe.
Keeping all that in mind, that like saying like I went to a private school. So like, yes, I realize the importance in this now. But as the time when I'm comparing myself to my peers, it didn't make sense to me. Like whenever I would talk to my mom about it, it was like, why would you pay for me to go to a private school where we're less fortunate than if I went to a public school and I'm just like everybody else? And you end up, you know, like working after practice or whatever. You can't hang out with your friends. And I mean, it was just a real dim view on high school for me at the time. Because, you know, like I felt the responsibility of like, oh, I got to pay for a car. I got to do all this whenever everybody else just kind of handed those things because it's more privileged.
Yeah, I mean, and for context, Trandon is talking about being a middle-class citizen in a rich-ass fucking private school.
Very rich.
That's what he's talking about.
Yes, it is a very...
being an average citizen in a place where the average car is a Beamer. You know what I mean? So
and like I get that at this point, but like I said, at the time being in high school, it was like this. It just didn't make sense. I'm like, I'm working harder than everybody else, but everybody.
Well, and whenever you're a kid, man, that stuff weighs on you. You know what I mean? You start thinking about that from different angles or whatever, and it starts weighing on you. A little bit.
I just think in general, you know, the argument with school is, you know, more individualized learning plans, where you're catering specifically to people. That's the argument on one side. And then I feel like the counter argument to that is, well, we never had to do that before.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, I get it.
Here's my problem though. Here's the issue with that is why in the world would we ever? It's just such an ignorant argument. Like
to continue doing stuff we've done in the past.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
that's fair.
Yeah, it worked good enough before.
Yeah.
And it's
but are we perfect? Okay. Are we leading the world in studies or whatever?
So it worked good enough. But what if there's a better way? And I think that there is. Yeah. And I think it has to do with catering more specifically to the end because people learn differently. We know everyone knows this. We know this. People learn differently. Absolutely. And so when you just do,
that's an interview question that I use. How do you learn new things? Like that's the one I love. I love that. Like how do you learn new things? Yeah. Are you a hands-on learner? You like me to point things out to you or whatever? I don't know.
I wrote that interview question. Don't talk to me about that question.
So I drafted up some new interview questions. I'm going to run them by you later. Okay. My favorite one is how do you learn new things? Like what's your approach whenever you learn new things? That's my favorite one. I wrote that shit.
Such a
quote.
Such an asshole.
With all that, you guys both have more parenting experience than me. So, what point do you feel that you raise a child to before it's their decision? Like, they're not just following your orders; they're making a conscious decision to listen to what you have to say, as opposed to that's what Daddy said.
Pause that.
Okay, we'll pause that.
Okay.
Pause that.
I mean, fair enough.
Before we get into that, here's our unpopular opinion of the day, okay? Because that kind of goes into something we're going to talk about next. We're going to flip 2 topics on this one for you, Sean. So just take a look at the card. Right. So unpopular opinion of the day is, for those of you guys who are movie fans out there, maybe you've seen this greatest trilogy of all time. Maybe you have not. Star Wars episodes 1 through 3. That is The Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, and Revenge of the Sith. Okay? Way better than 4 through 6. Agree or disagree?
I'm astonished by your ignorance. Astonished.
Sean agrees. All right, we're done.
Do you agree, Trandon?
Tune in next week.
Do you agree with this bullshit statement?
Are you a big Star Wars fan?
Okay, I like movies, so it's visual to me.
There it is. I win. Watch.
The visuals are better.
I win.
No,
dude, not. Sean, you're fucking lying, dude. Stop.
Look at Yoda.
Are you kidding me? Dude, you see him in 4 through 6? It's like a little. Are you kidding me,
dude?
Sean, stop it, man.
Okay, you're talking about you're a movie guy. Okay. Trandon's the movie guy. Okay, and you're saying he
likes 1 through 3 because Tarantino did them.
Here's the thing. Let's talk about shot composition. Let's talk about framing.
Okay.
Let's talk about
more impressive.
Let's talk about the cinematography.
Let's talk about filming during golden hour.
Okay.
So that you get these beautiful, just sweeping shots with natural light.
I can read a clock, Sean. I can read a clock. Okay.
Instead of
I bet they even have the numbers on the clock highlighted gold.
Let me program golden hour.
Okay. So here we go. I'm going to get into it.
It doesn't work.
So all the movies 1 through 6. I mean, and then even some of the other ones, they're all kind of plagued by bad writing, like bad dialogue to an extent.
It's all bad.
It's all, you know what I mean? But I love the movies. We all love Star Wars. You even love 1 through 3. Don't say you don't.
I don't love them.
Shut up. Okay. Anyway. However, the acting in the prequels is way better than the acting in 4 through 6. Mark Hamill's trash. Mark Hamill's trash as an actor.
Yeah, he is.
So is Carrie Fisher.
And he's a punk ass bitch. She is not.
Harrison Ford's not that great in those movies either.
Stop. Trandon's not going to agree with that.
He's not that great. He's not that great in those movies, man. Like, look at it objectively. Dude, he's really not.
When you say things like that, it's like people don't even trust
flip this
anything.
Fucking table over right now.
People don't trust.
I dare you to say that shit to me.
When you say shit like Harrison Ford as Han Solo,
any questions?
Wasn't that good?
Any questions? Yeah, I have a question. How dare you?
People just disregard everything else that comes out of your mouth after that.
Well, I'm sorry, but I got more to say.
Completely discredited yourself.
Okay. I mean, you become.
Dude, he's a fucking icon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Harrison Ford as Han Solo is a fucking icon.
Okay, here's the thing.
You're out of your damn mind.
He's actually a loser.
Also,
he's actually a loser. He's a smuggler, right?
That's his character.
That sucks at smuggling.
Whatever.
He sucks at smuggling shit. He's a smuggler that sucks at smuggling shit.
Okay.
And he fucking almost lost a chick to her fucking brother. What a nerd. What a nerd. He almost lost a chick to her brother. Fucking loser.
That's funny.
Okay. I mean, like, seriously, that's like if I don't know, Ross ended up fucking leaving Rachel for fucking Monica, dude. Like, that's weird as shit. Okay, so
all right, that's funny. That's a good point.
That's a point.
Doesn't matter.
Luke Skywalker, he's kind of a bitch.
Oh, he's definitely a bitch.
He's kind of a bitch, right?
Yeah,
hey, Uncle
no
Ben.
doubt.
Ben,
in the
Ben.
first one, he's supposed to be a bitch. He
yeah,
doesn't
he's a
know
bitch.
anything.
He's a kid, right?
He's not a bitch.
You agree with that?
By the time we get to
Not
Jedi,
a fan of Luke.
By the time we get to Jedi,
bitch.
he's not a bitch.
He's a bitch.
He's running stuff. By the time
what
we
about
get to
Princess
Jedi.
Leia? How do you feel about her? Overrated.
Whatever.
Overrated.
No, not overrated.
And she can't shoot.
She's a boss.
She can't shoot. She can't shoot. She can't shoot, and she can't even act like she's shooting a gun right. Dude, you know there's recoil on those laser guns,
she's
right?
a boss.
Like, there's definitely recoil on those laser guns.
She can't shoot because she's too busy running shit.
She can't. You can't shoot because you've never shot.
That's
pussy.
true.
Okay. Okay, and then let's see. Other characters. Let's go through them really quick.
Oh, by the way,
what?
Also because I'm too busy running shit.
Okay, there you go.
Let them know.
I love Chewie, but Chewbacca is worthless in 4 through 6. Like, they don't use him at all. Like for like he's a character.
He has limited mobility.
Exactly. Like Peter Mayhew did not do him justice in the first 4 through 6. The first 3 made. Okay. They don't use him enough. He was just a screen filler. Darth Vader, corny in 4 through 6. I love Darth. Exactly, dude.
Settle down.
It's corny, man, and he's kind of weak. He's kind of weak. He's kind of weak.
He's a badass.
R2
man.
and C3, once again, screen fillers. Slight humor. You know what I mean? Like, they use them.
They're
for
in
corny
the
jokes.
original ones.
That's what I'm saying.
They're in the original ones.
But hold
and they're
on,
bullshit.
they change them up a little bit.
They're in
they change
1
them up a
through
little
3.
bit. Yes, they're only used anytime a computer needs to be hacked. That's when a droid comes on screen.
Yeah, and they give R2D2 fucking rocket shoes in 3 or in 2.
Okay, you ready?
That's great.
Okay, you ready?
You ready?
You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
What about him?
He's in fucking 1 through 3.
Waste of his talent.
Okay, he had a purple lightsaber.
That's the only cool part.
He had a purple lightsaber.
That's the only value.
He's Mace Windu. Samuel L. Jackson's in him. Who else? Liam fucking Neeson is in the first one. He's Qui-Gon. He dies. 2, who? Darth fucking Maul.
Stop. We're not getting into the Darth Maul.
You love Darth Maul. Don't even stop. See, that's why you don't want to do it, because you know I'm winning now. Okay, here we go. Let me exactly. So let me keep going, guys. Don't worry about
Darth Vader is a serious issue for 3 movies.
Yeah.
And then even in the new one they made, he's a big problem in that.
Yeah, in the new one,
Darth Maul gets sliced in half.
If they were going to have him fight, if they're going to have Darth Vader fight in the new one,
talking about
Ewan McGregor.
bitches.
Ewan McGregor's not a punk ass bitch. Stop
in
that.
the first one? Are you kidding me,
bro? He's just learning the ropes.
My
okay,
gosh.
he's ready by 2. He kills Darth Maul.
Dude, he has a teacher in a set system to teach him all the shit. Luke doesn't even know what's going on. And I agree, Luke is a punk ass bitch.
Liam Neeson's a badass, and Ewan McGregor kills the guy who killed him, so that makes him badass. Transitive property. Math.
Is that osmosis?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What about Hayden Christensen as Annie?
He's horrible.
Stop.
No. Are you being
Dude,
serious?
he overacts a little bit. He overacts.
Wait, are you being serious
He
right now?
overacts, but I think he kills it.
Everyone hates him.
I love it.
Have you read anything?
You don't hate it. Don't act like you hate it.
That's literally the first Star Wars movie I ever saw.
Everyone hates him. Everyone hates him.
Yeah, because
he's terrible.
That's because they're old.
You're talking about the acting.
By everyone, you're speaking.
Horrible.
By everyone, you're speaking about 40-plus-year-old men who watched it whenever they were kids.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, literally, the acting, he overacts it, but it's not bad.
No. He's really good. He's a really good actor. That's why he's like gone on to do a bunch of great things, right?
Overacts it, Sean.
He has this great acting career, right?
Dude, I'm gonna flip this fucking table.
Because Hayden Christensen, he's so good.
Who would you have liked to see instead?
Donald Glover.
Well, it's tough. Okay, that's a really good question. It's tough to put it in context though, because like who would have fit the age at the time?
Yeah.
But
he looks super scary.
If we're just throwing that out and just talking about like who would do well, I don't know. Anyone other than him?
Okay,
how about the guy that he was just blatantly ripping off, Paul Walker? Would you
have cast me?
Rest in peace.
Instead of him?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well,
it's
whatever.
fucking terrible.
Well, then I'll take that.
Okay.
Natalie Portman is Padme.
Yeah,
Natalie Portman.
Waste of her talent.
No, stop it, dude.
She's an Ivy League grad. Just
Yoda
reading
is
these.
Once again, Yoda's sick in this one. Yoda is sick in this one. Yoda's fucking
way
sick.
better Yoda.
Dude, that scene where he fights Emperor Palpatine.
He's sick in
Emperor
Palpatine. He's sick in episode 1.
You know what I'm talking about? Where they fight in like the. I mean, that one's sick. I'm talking about where he fights him, like when they're throwing the fucking. Oh,
he's sick in episode 1, right? Where they use the same exact fucking puppet.
Dude, stop it,
Get your
Sean.
facts straight,
Sean,
nerd.
stop it. I didn't say that. Okay, now listen. Count Dooku, like Trandon said.
2 and 3, he becomes a cartoon. Yeah.
Count Dooku.
Right. We know you like cartoons and you like cartoons.
Dooku.
Yeah, I know.
Count Dooku. General Grievous. What about whenever he's about to fight Obi-Wan in the third one, and he pulls out all those lightsabers and he's like fucking pew 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 pew. And then the third one, I don't care what you say. The third one has the best fight scene in any Star Wars movie.
That is a good fight scene.
It's a really good fight
What
scene.
fight scene is it? Say it. Go ahead. I'm not even gonna say it. You guys know it.
Yeah, when I don't know.
I don't know what it's called.
Lava Planet.
Lava Planet. Who is it though? Who are the people?
Vader at this point and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. It is
He was
fucking
Vader
sick.
at that point. He was
What
already
does he
Vader.
say? He's like, I
was already
loved you
Vader.
like a brother, Anakin.
Is that when he was Darth Vader already?
No, he was not
He
Darth Vader
became Darth
already.
Vader
He
'cause
came
he got
Darth Vader
Bullshit.
after that.
If you're listening to this right now,
He was not Darth Vader yet. No, actually he was. No,
you.
no, he
Yeah.
was.
Oh,
he was.
now you
He gave him
remember.
the name. He did give him the
now
name.
you remember.
He did give him the name. He
He-
said, "I shall call you Darth Vader,"
No
or whatever.
shit. You're gonna
Yes, so
question
you're right,
me
but
on
he was
movie
not,
trivia?
But he was
Get the
not.
fuck outta
he was
here.
not Darth Vader yet. He had not gotten fucked up by Ewan McGregor.
by
yet.
Obi-Wan. Yeah,
didn't put
it
the
hadn't happened
helmet
yet.
on.
He didn't put the hands on that
You gotta put the
motherfucker.
helmet
Right.
on to be Vader.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
First of all,
no,
let
he was
me
already
be
Darth
serious,
Vader.
dude. One thing that I think I want to do, like I've tried this in the past. I want to be a Jedi so fucking bad, dude. Like if I want to
Everyone
wear
tried to
hoodies,
move
I want
shit
to
with
wear
their mind.
hoodies. I want to wear hoodies where like it just covers my whole face like that.
Can we agree? Everyone tried to move shit with their mind at some point,
Absolutely,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
Like Jedi mind trick.
Well, I
Everyone
can't-
tried that, right? Yeah, force choke. You wish you could force choke me right now.
It
Did I
is-
get you?
Nope.
It is a fact that I have a replica lightsaber in my trunk.
Like one of the
Did I
real
get
ones.
It was like 60
Like one of the
bucks.
real ones?
It was like $60. It wasn't like the $100.
Dude,
but it
back
was-
in the
it was a
day,
nice one.
Barnes and Noble like released like $110 lightsaber or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was super legit. I want those.
All right. So are you done with all this bullshit that you're spewing?
Did I convince you?
No. 100% you're wrong on this.
Me and Trandon agree though. Trandon agrees with me, and that's the guest. He wins. That's our guest, bro. Be a nice host, you fucking dick.
Go
That's our
ahead.
guest.
Why don't you go ask that question on Reddit and see how you just get your
No,
ass
I can't do
torn
that.
to shreds?
I can't do that. I'm trying to get
torn to
positive
shreds.
comments. Okay, I'm
Get
trying to get
torn to shreds.
trying to get good karma,
Get
not bad
destroyed.
karma.
And that answers the question. Afraid to talk about it on Reddit equals you're fucking wrong.
Once again, Reddit's
You're
full
wrong.
of 40-plus-year-old men who saw it in
You are
theaters.
wrong. That's also not true. Now you know you're lying. All right.
Whatever.
So anyway,
I win again. I'm like 9 for 9. I don't know how many we've done, but I'm undefeated.
we've done 3.
I'm 3 for 3.
And you've been wrong on.
I'm 7 for 7.
You're 1, but I agreed with you on 1 because you actually said something reasonable.
It was the first one.
What
was it?
Grandpa Joe. That actually
Yeah.
made sense. Everything
Yeah.
since then has been
No, so I've done 4.
garbage.
Concerts suck.
Yeah,
And then mac and cheese. So
that
I've done
was
4.
dumb.
Trandon agrees concerts suck.
I do not. Why do you always
Yeah,
say that?
you,
Dude, I'm trying to.
Why do you speak
Dude,
for him
because
100% of the time?
until he tells me no,
He
I'm
doesn't
wrong. I'm
agree.
going to keep saying it.
He does not agree with anything that you're saying.
He has an opinion on him.
I do. I think hip hop concerts suck. I prefer live music. So if it's got a live band, I think it is
Prefers
better.
live music. Thinks
If
it's better.
If it's
right.
hip hop, it
Whatever.
sounds better in
Good.
the car.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
hip
makes
hop
sense.
does sound better in the car.
Okay, so anyway, Trandon doesn't agree with you in general.
Yeah.
And moving on, back to Trandon's
Okay,
original
so
question.
back to his question. The question was something like, I'll jog your memory and then I want you to state it again, okay? The question was something like, at what point do kids get to choose, or do parents think kids get to choose on their schooling and stuff, right?
And obviously, yes. And obviously, your parents cut the reins loose a little early on you because you were
Because I dropped out of school at 12.
because you were unable to fabricate this bullshit opinion about Star Wars.
Sean.
Your dad should have set you straight. That's all
Okay,
I'm saying.
hold on. Everyone listening out there,
Daddy
I just need you
should've
guys
set
to
you
understand
straight.
something.
Daddy
Sean
should have set you straight.
is a moron, okay? And Sean understands that I know all about movies, okay? He's not even a movie. He doesn't even watch movies.
You're a movie peasant.
Sean doesn't even watch. He's not even from California.
I know all.
He doesn't
the
even
movies.
California. He doesn't even film. Okay, I call him films. He calls them movies. You heard him.
I could tap dance around you for talking about movies. Tap, tap, tap. All right. Anyway, back to Trandon's real question because I can't listen anymore.
Do you
of
remember
this.
what it was? Do you remember what I just said to you?
Yeah.
When do kids get? Okay, go ahead, man. Ask the question again, and then
He
we'll
asked
answer.
us the question.
Yeah,
Yeah. So with you guys having more parenting experience than I,
there it is.
The question was, at what age do you feel like your kids start making their own decisions as opposed to just following your orders?
So I'm gonna go ahead and start this one out real quick,
Go for
Sean.
it, yeah.
So it's like I'm guessing you're talking about general decisions and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I am typically more conservative in a lot of things. Not a lot of, I mean, like I said, 50-50, I guess. However, like social things like that and like certain things about like making decisions, typically Mara is 5 years old. Certain things like I let her choose for herself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, you guys have all seen Big Daddy. You know what he lets his kid like dress himself to go to school. Like I would let Mara dress herself. You know what I mean? Like certain things like I definitely leave up to her. We're not talking about school and stuff. Slightly. You know what I mean? But
when do they start deciding right from wrong as opposed to what you think is right?
Oh yeah, never. whenever they start paying bills. What do you mean, guy?
I mean, because it gets to that point where like you don't agree.
Absolutely. I think so. That's a good question, man. That's honestly a really good question. I think they can choose what they want to do as long as it doesn't. I don't know. Like for example, if we're talking about like chores or something, you know what I mean? Like if I truly feel like they need to do the chore, like they need to do that chore. However, like, you know, let's talk about like scheduling classes. In high school, you get to pick some of your classes, like electives and stuff like that. I don't think that's necessarily a parent's decision. You know what I mean? Like you can talk to the kid and you can give them advice on why you would go the certain route and stuff like that. But something like that, I think you let the kid decide. You know what I mean? Or like in middle school, I got to choose electives. You know what I mean? And my parents let me decide. You know what I mean? They probably would have liked me to do something, but I chose something else. I don't know.
But I feel like in general, I feel like it starts happening
teens.
Yeah, preteen.
Whenever they start feeling real, like when they can feel real consequences.
I would say preteen is, you know. So I mean, that's right when we adopted Joey.
You were 13.
I was 13. He was 11. You know, typical teen adopting preteen situation.
That movie's so good.
Practically, teens adopting preteens. I mean, practically, I was 22 and he was 11, turning 12. So I was your age, adopting a 12-year-old son, or something like that.
It's super interesting.
Close to that. But I would say that's kind of the age where they start, developing their own opinions about things. And I think your job as the parent in general is to support and encourage that.
Encourage freedom of opinion.
Yes.
And okay. Yes. And free thinking.
Yes. But a questioning, inquisitive spirit.
Yeah.
And you know, talking through things, walking through things, thinking through things. Like that should really be your job, as opposed to, you know, if we're talking about like a schoolwork example, your goal in these life situations is teaching them. You know, it's like the show your work in math. Like that's what you want. Like they may end up in a different place than you would maybe hope. But if
it's the route to get there.
But if they could explain, like, why do you think that? And they could say, and their answer is, well, because, and they have answers.
Yeah. So
then you're winning as a parent.
So that's interesting. I'm going to interject there just to kind of compliment what you're saying. For those of you who don't know our dynamic, I'm Sean's mentor. But at one point, you know, like you would say that was reversed or something. You know, he taught me a couple things.
Perhaps that was reversed.
I am his mentor.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
But one thing he told me back in the day was, man, like he like let me know, like if you make a bad decision, that's okay. I am with you. Tell me how you got there. Like just have a reason, like, you know, like as to what you were thinking, like why was this beneficial? You made the wrong fucking decision, but I need to know your thinking on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I agree with you, man.
If your thinking is sound,
or at least comes from a good place, you know what I mean? Yeah.
If it follows a logical progression, and so that's where, and that should be the goal with your kids, is like teaching them how to think for themselves and work through things and think through things logically. Now, if your kid does some bonehead thing or has a stupid opinion and you say, why do you feel that way? You know, which should be the first thing. It should not be that's wrong. It should be
understanding why.
It should be, okay,
how'd you get to this place?
Why do you feel that way? And they say, because Johnny said it. Because Susie said it.
Okay, now you're wrong.
Because Sally said it.
Now you're wrong, kid.
Because Cardi B said it.
I like it like that.
Hey. Yeah. Because LeBron said it.
I like those Balenciagas. Yeah, the ones that look like socks.
Here we go again. He loves that line.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if it's because, you know, if the only thing that has happened is their decision making is being influenced not by you, but by someone else.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that's happened. then that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's where we're going to dig in a little bit. But if it's like, why do you feel that? And they can say, well, I feel, and from what I've observed, what I've seen, and I just think great, you're wrong, but like, I'm going to support that I'm going to support you in the way that you got there. So, but yeah, anyway, that was a really long-winded way of saying preteen.
Yeah. 11.
I mean, honestly, it starts happening. Yeah, 11 years, 2 months. It starts happening even younger for sure. Yeah. But when it starts mattering, when it starts counting, when it's more real type things.
When were you making decisions, man?
Yeah,
I guess
you said your mom was strict, right?
To some extent, she had
women.
She had her points of emphasis.
No women in the room with a closed door, but
definitely
whatever.
everything like that. Mm-hmm. But one thing was just kind of, I guess I fell off school wise. Like whenever you, not really fall off, but stop straight A's like completely through, was like I say 5th, 6th grade, around that point, like where it stopped being straight A's all the way through. And that's when I lost my interest in school. Mm-hmm. Whenever I felt like it was just repetitive. We're taking literally the exact same classes year after year. It's the same thing. Like it just couldn't hold my interest.
You were over school in 6th grade?
Yeah.
Hey.
Did your mom, Sean said he had senioritis back then too.
In 6th grade. That's when I got senioritis in 6th grade. So I was over it.
But like, did your mom, did she have any impact on that? Like, did your parents, did they put like pressure on you to perform well in school to where you hated it? Or like, how'd that go?
No, it was
just all you?
Like, not at the time. Looking back on it now, like things that I think I would have done differently if I was in my mother's shoes is honestly public school. Yeah. Just because there is that, it's more broad. It's not as narrow, especially whenever I lived in Evansville.
So you're saying you're smarter than me because you went to Catholic school? Yeah, you're wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. But what I'm saying is that it's just it's a very narrow path.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
There's not too many variants. You can't.
Yeah, no. Right. This is what success looks like at the Catholic school.
I think for me, and
it's Caucasian, by the way.
My parents, God bless both of them, because
they had to put up with your bitch ass.
With my punk ass. Dude, I've said it before, but I was the worst. I was the worst student.
I believe it.
Often I was the worst child. I was terrible.
What's interesting, before you really get into it, is if the thing is, you would have crushed school if it interested you.
Yeah, I would have.
You fucking freak out whenever you like something. Like you're a nerd, like a huge nerd. I think all of us here are. Like whenever we like something, we nerd out about it. Like obsessive. We all have obsessive personalities to an extent, for sure. Like, dude, you are super obsessive.
Absolutely.
When you love something, you are committed. 100%. So if school caught your attention at all, you would have killed it.
And even the classes that do catch your attention, those are the ones you succeed.
Yeah, those are the ones you succeed in.
This is funny. Like, if you were to just look at if there were different, graphs or charts or whatever of my school career,
your progression,
it would just be like flat bullshit, just garbage, like D plus, C minus, average, like this just line of that. And then it would be spike, A plus. And then just
What'd you
D.
get the A plus in?
Film. No. Not in high school. And not even necessarily, no, I did in history one year. I did in English one year. I had at one point in time, it was my sophomore year. At one point in time in my English class, I had a 50% F.
That's beautiful.
That's
really good, bro.
Halfway through the term,
that's really fucking
50% F, and then I ended the class with an A.
What's your secret? Oh well, I mean that's impressive. Sorry, that's impressive.
You thought I ended with an A because like I had a heart to heart with the teacher. There was like a change with the teacher.
Hey, look, it's like the episode of Friends. I love you.
Right.
I love you. Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's what you did.
Exactly.
I love you.
But it was the same thing from the point where I had this very clear moment. From that point till the very end, I got basically 100% on everything that I did. Like you said, obsessive, where I was just obsessed with it. But in general, I think I got distracted a little bit. But my parents had a lot to put up with. I'm not criticizing them on this at all. And I think they would agree with me if they had a second crack at it, now that they know me, and you know, if I experienced this with my little kids, I would do the same. I would really try and figure out, like you said, how to make it interesting to me, how to make it, because that was the whole thing with me. I wasn't interested because I didn't see the point. I didn't see the point because, like, I mean, and I honestly, I still feel that way. Where it's just like, what is the point of this? You know, what is the point of this? You tell me something, and then you want me to tell it back to you in a way that sounds good to you, and then you'll be happy and you'll give me a good grade. This is not a lie. We had a test. It was a final on a book that we were supposed to read. I didn't read the book. I didn't read the cliff notes of the book. I knew nothing about the book. It was a 2-part test. This was freshman year English, freshman year of high school English. 2-part test. First part, multiple, there was short answer and multiple choice questions. I failed that because I didn't know anything about it. Second part, essay.
That's easy.
Kill it.
I got 100%. I got 100% on the essay portion of this test. And with a note,
you can formulate an opinion and run with it.
With the note that was like, great job, loved so much. Something like that
happened on the other page.
Dude, it was ridiculous because all I did, you know, because it's an essay thing. So there's like a paragraph where she says what she wants to hear. And so then I just write back her paragraph, only I make it a page long and I look brilliant. But I didn't say anything. That's the thing. And that's what's such bullshit about school at times.
That's the bar for education.
That's why it's so silly because like if you can't, now, if I would have failed that also, and you know, then maybe that would have been a moment where I was like, oh, it's harder than this. There's actually more to it. But no, I aced it because it just proved, it literally proved what I felt, which was
I can bullshit this and get a good
It's
grade.
bullshit. It's literally, you know, game the system. It doesn't matter. It's really just about telling you what you already think and just repeating that back to you.
As well as your need to be passionate with what you're learning about. One thing like I kind of learned like talking to my teachers in high school is a lot of teachers aren't teaching the classes they signed up to teach.
Yeah, that's true too.
They get put into the school system and like, oh, you're supposed to be teaching math. He ended up being my religion teacher. Like this was not whatsoever what he signed up for. So I'm
not even Catholic, dude. I don't even know that. Yeah,
he wasn't at all. He was not passionate about it. Like I don't want to say he like changed my views completely on religion, but the fact that he didn't follow the Catholic religion, it really opened up my mind to other religions just because I have a religion teacher who doesn't believe in the religion he's teaching.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
But like that stuff like impacts you, right? And like you carry it forward. Yeah. That's what it is. You carry that stuff forward.
So what do you think? I mean, because in general you're talking about parents.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I think my parents could have done differently. But again, I'm not criticizing them. They did a bang up job.
The best they could have with that degenerate.
The best they could have with this, you know, sorry piece of shit I was giving them to work with. However, like I say, if they had a second crack, I think it would have been just about trying to figure me out and like, okay, how can we make it? But you know, begs the question. Would I have cared?
Yeah.
Would they as parents, with me in, you know, preteen and teenage years, would they have been able to impact me enough to care? That's the question.
Probably no.
You think no? What do you think? Like, what is the impact that parents can have on their kids once they're at the stage where they're making their own decisions and they're thinking for themselves?
I think the impact that parents have on their kids, and I think we've kind of talked about this a little bit before. Like, it's not a vocal impact. Like, it's not like, for example, when your parents tell you to do something, you don't really want to listen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if like they just do it, you subconsciously listen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like it's that way. Like they impact you. I don't know. One of your parents has this habit, right? And you either gravitate towards that or as far away from that as you possibly can. You know what I mean? Subconsciously.
You're saying the example that they provide.
Yeah, exactly. The example that they
less
bring.
what they say and more what they do.
Yes, I think that influences you more than what they say. What they do influences more than what they say. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I think that as well. Just with that age, like you were saying, like right around the preteen age, I personally think that is where you've kind of pulled your hands back. Like that's where, if you have not made the relationship that you need to have with your kids, it might not ever happen. Yeah. And that's one thing. That's
interesting.
Like, with my mom, like we definitely have a good relationship now, as opposed to like high school and middle school. Mm-hmm. But she was a single mother. Like my dad was around, but I was raised by my mom, so she had to be the disciplinarian.
Right.
And with that, our personal relationship suffered because she had to be that role.
Yeah.
And going into middle school, I rebelled against her. And that followed through into high school, and that really hurt our relationship until it got to a point where I could move out. We could have our separate space,
right,
and everything as well. But she really didn't have any say in my life at that point. She could say whatever she wanted, but I knew I could do whatever I wanted at the same time. Especially being in Indianapolis at the time for middle school, it was the world's your oyster. Like you can just run around, like have fun with your friends. Mom says come home, she can't find me.
right.
Like
so how did that? So you were in Indianapolis in middle school?
Yes, Indianapolis for 5th through 8th grade, which is
who were you living with?
See, that parental impact. So like that was my mom. She decided to get married at that point, and we moved to Indianapolis. So I had a stepbrother and a stepfather.
Oh, okay.
So that like. That affected me a lot as well. Just like her decision to move up there kind of pulled me away from...
To change your life.
Yeah, it pulled me away from my dad, all my family. And at this point, I see the value in it. But at that time, whenever...
You don't see it?
Yeah, like I had lost all my friends. We move up to Indianapolis. I have nobody. Like I feel like my younger stepbrother is favored over me because I'm kind of in this troubled point or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. And that destroyed our relationship. Mm-hmm. Like I wanted to move back to Evansville. Didn't want to live with my mom anymore.
Well, you're moving in this foreign house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone else's house. And like you said, he has a kid or whatever, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's tough.
It's a weird thing though with parents raising kids, you know, it's very weird that if we're just talking about the impact the parents have, right? So obviously you can't say parents don't have any impact. That doesn't make sense because obviously they would.
Yeah.
And they do.
Influence for sure.
But at the same time, you know, what goes on, because I've watched this play out so many times with people that I'm friends with, where, you know, siblings, brother and sister, brother and brother, whatever, close in age, same parents, same upbringing, same home, same everything,
completely different
paths. Yeah. Of, you know, one is,
well, you know,
successful in business, successful in life, family, you know, the other one, significant issues, or, you know, just different things like that. Like what's going on there?
So once again, it comes down to that thing, right? Like I kind of said earlier, like let's say your mom's a smoker, your dad's a drinker, your parents are drug addicts. Right. You're either going to do that same damn thing, or you're going to go as far away from that as you possibly can. You know what I mean? So that maybe could how it gets split for the siblings. You know what I mean? That's really how it goes. Like you're going to feel one way or another. You're going to fall into that trap, just like them, because you saw it, or you saw it and you realize how bad it is, and you run away from that.
Right. Okay. Okay. But
you know
what if there aren't extreme behaviors?
Oh, like that?
It's like just straight up. It's just basic.
For my situation, I'm now 22. As of yesterday, my mother had me at the age of 22.
Hey, happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Finally got it.
Yeah. So like, my father was like 25 or whatever. So like I'm getting to a point where, like, I'm not sure it's necessarily the best thing, but I start to compare our lives where
you're at versus
now,
where,
and that's something that drives me. Like I understand what a cycle is, especially like in my culture, and how that's very easily, like, you just get caught in it and you keep doing the same things.
Yeah, for sure.
It's easy to say like, oh, that's what my mom did and everything ended up okay. It's like I can do the same thing.
Yeah.
When it's not, like, you need to continuously progress.
Absolutely.
And that's why I like being at this age when I can compare and look at what my mom was doing.
Yeah.
She went to college. I got to see her graduate college whenever I was like 5, so it was a little later on. But even at that, like, she has regrets about going to college and then getting pregnant and not being able to do what she had in mind. And I mean, that all had impact on me that she did not know at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not something that she's necessarily talking to you about, you know what I mean, or sitting you down and educating you on, but it's stuff that you saw. But I mean, stuff that you lived with, you know what I mean, and then stuff that you vowed not to do, or stuff that you vowed, you know, I'm going to do this.
And I don't know it as a fact, but I do not think my mother was thinking about the same things I am at her age.
I mean, that's almost
22-year-old.
You can almost guarantee it, you know what I mean?
She was a sorority girl. Like, that was like, we were just on different.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think in general, I think you're honestly, like you're talking about when you start making your own decisions. Yeah. We agree that's kind of like preteen-ish. Mm-hmm. And at that point, your parents' role is somewhat minimized. Honestly, I think it's almost, there's just a handoff where it's up until a certain point, your parents are shaping your worldview. Mm-hmm. And then something clicks, something flips.
And like they hand you to your friends?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Where it's like, and here you go.
Here's your influencers forever.
And
your friends,
here it is.
Your peers. Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, so for parents, I think, you know, the goal is, like you said, build a relationship young. You have to build it young and instill the values and the core, you know, the core values and beliefs that you want. And just hope
to God.
Right. Well, hope, because ideally, you know, because landing in a friend group is very, it's like Plinko, right? Yeah. You just like
really.
You're bouncing around. It's like pinball. Mm-hmm. You know, I click with this person, but not with them. So this doesn't fit. And then the two of you leave that group and go into another group, especially at that young age. But you end up settling somewhere. Yeah. As the parent, you know, I think your job is to just, you know, give your kid enough brains and smarts, and then cross your fingers and hope that
they don't eat Tide Pods.
If they don't eat Tide Pods, yes, but that if they land in a bad spot, which could easily happen, they have the wherewithal to acknowledge it's a bad spot and try and move out of that spot and land somewhere positive. Because like you said, friends. Yep. Hey, we've impacted you as much as we're going to be able to. Here you go.
That makes sense what you're saying about like the preteen, because that, like, you know, middle school, that's when you start, oh, mom, drop me off at my friend's house. I'm going to stay there till 10, pick me up at 11 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You start staying out a little bit later. You start doing a little bit more mischievous things. You start talking about things. You know what I mean? That's definitely, that's a huge influencer.
What do you think?
Especially your friends with older siblings.
No, I was just a big thing with my mother. Granted, love my mother to death, but the woman was never wrong. Never in her life
was
anyone's
she wrong. Parent?
I mean, and that's where it really gets iffy, because I feel like, for one, I went to a private school, Catholic private school, so religion was crammed down my throat, like church 2 times a week, whatever it may be. I don't know what I'll do if I have kids, but I don't think I would not put him towards a religion. It's kind of like something I wish I was just opened up to. Like, whenever I asked, where did we come from? Like, oh, there's these couple churches. Which one do you want to check out? What's interesting to you? Yeah. As opposed to, I don't know, I was taught to believe this all the way up to high school. And then, like I said, I got a high school teacher that was not meant to teach theology. Right. So he clowned it. Like, he was like, oh, you think your pets are in heaven? Well, the Bible says it's not. So,
yeah. Oh, he did that. That's a fun one.
Yeah. So,
that's a fun one to learn.
But it really opened up my perspective to it. It's like, you know, like I've believed this the whole time. And then he kind of started talking about like Noah's Ark and everything. Is like, these things are parables. We were raised like all through grade school that these are fact. These are things that happen. He's like, no, they're just stories that you're meant to draw meaning from. So like all reality like shattered, and it just really, I was like, what's the difference between a religion and a cult? Kind of gets into that.
Right. The whole thing. And then, I mean, and you know, sometimes there's like resentment there whenever people push you into those opinions and stuff like that, whether it be religion or whether it just be your favorite, you know, baseball team or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's resentment sometimes when people force things on you.
It's nice with my mother now, because that's something we can be open about. She knows I'm not as strong Catholic as she is, and
I mean, for me, the religion thing, because I grew up in a Christian home. We went to church every Sunday. But what messed with me, the first thing that messed with me, and I'm not going to put it all on this. Dad, if you're listening, I'm not throwing you under the bus. But one of the first big whoa moment was, you know, we believe in this this is what we do. We go to church. We do this. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Until my parents get separated.
And that's not what they do anymore.
And then that's what my dad no longer went to church at that point. Just pretty much stopped cold turkey. He went to like, and again, I certainly now as an adult, I get it so much more because, you know, when that happened, it's not, we had a community that they were both a part of. Our family was a part of, absolutely. And he could no longer be a part of that. Yeah. It would not have worked for obvious reasons.
Was it like a hypocritical community?
I'm not going there. Still not taking the bait,
dude. I'm trying.
You're trying to set me up all night. You're trying to set me up with this bullshit.
I'm trying.
But it was, it wouldn't have worked. And so my dad stepped away from that community, but he did not try and seek out another one. It was just like, oh, dad doesn't go to church anymore. And
but there's more to it.
I'm like, hold the phone. Yeah. I thought we had to go to church. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought we had to go.
It's like, wait, hold
on.
Now
we don't. And so again, I don't blame, whatever issues that I went through with religious things at that age on that. But that was certainly one of the first defining moments of, oh wait, so there's more going on. Yeah. There's more going on, obviously, because this was the standard, and now it's different than that. So yeah, you get the same like whoa, eyes open situation.
It is very odd.
So it's a weird thing. I think in general, like I said, kind of at the top of this whole thing, your job is to instill great core values into your children, ethics and values. Where it's you can't. And this is where the religion thing becomes a little bit messy because a lot of those values are built into the religion.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so if the only reason that you're teaching them or the only lens that you're teaching that
is through the Bible or whatever,
is through the religion, then if the child questions the religion, then they question the values.
Yeah, no. It should just be a human morality thing.
Right. You have to be doing, if you want to teach your child a religion, I get it.
Yeah,
I do think you should encourage free thought. I think you should encourage critical thinking.
You're not nice to people just because God says so or whatever.
So when they have questions, you get them answers. Mm-hmm. You help them find answers. You help them research answers as opposed to just saying because that's what that's Jesus.
Absolutely.
Like wait,
why, Mom?
Jesus. But why? Because Jesus. Well, that's not good enough.
Not good.
And so then you lose credibility as the parent, and then it's just like, we'll just check out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, teach them critical thinking. Mm-hmm. Teach them. You want the answer? If I'm your parent, if I don't know the answer, let's find the answer.
Yep.
Let's find the answer.
That was kind of like where it started with my mom always knowing the answer. Like there were just sometimes that, like you need to say, I don't know, like because you don't. If you do not know it as a fact, and it's just what you believe. It's hard for me being a child and not having a child to say that you should just go with that. Tell them that it's fact because you believe it.
Right.
And that caused a lot of issues with me and my mom, like in the middle school, high school time.
Right. No, I can absolutely see that.
And I was gonna say with that too, just like that 12 age mark, like all that time before that, like I just don't think it's valued as much as it should be. Like in the sense of like, yeah, like you're going to have your kid your whole life, hopefully.
Yeah.
But like this is going to matter more than the rest of their life. Like,
right.
This is whenever you can make your impact, you can put your 2 cents in and really help form a great person.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great perspective. I think the preteen years, definitely doesn't get the focus. It doesn't get the focus of the earlier years or the teenage years.
Yes.
At all. In the early, it's all about the earlier years. And then in the teenage years, but I think that's what you're talking about is in the teenage years, you're saying it's too late.
It's too late. Yeah.
And there's the battle. And so it's like almost at that point in time, it's really just enforcing and reinforcing the things that you set up in the preteen. Mm-hmm. And if you didn't set it up in the preteen, then you're kind of like up shit's creek. Like it's not, it's not happening. And I don't necessarily think that it's 100% done, but it's going to be a huge it's going to be a huge challenge, and it's not just going to be like a passive, oh, you think so, and you pick up on it. It's going to be like a, hey, let's sit down and talk about it.
It has
because
to be a conversation.
I know that I should have taught you this 5 years ago, and I didn't. So we need to talk about it now, and and then maybe that happens, and maybe it doesn't.
And that really, it's just hard because like me being an only child, that's another factor. Like,
right.
I had a lot of time alone just to sit and think. Like just up in my room by myself. If me and my mom weren't getting along, I didn't have a brother or sister I could talk to. It was just me.
What? Okay, because you're younger than me, so like I don't do this well. What age are we talking about?
Oh, he's had like the internet his whole life.
That's where I'm getting.
Yeah.
You've had the internet your whole life.
Yeah.
So, but when you're 10, 11, 12, what was going on in social media in those years? Did it already exist for you?
I had Facebook. That was about all.
I mean,
really
like we're talking about 07, 08
on Facebook.
He would have been 12 in 08.
Yeah. I say I got on Facebook.
Man.
That's crazy, right?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I say I probably got on Facebook, like 2007.
And now you're not on Facebook, right? Or are
I'm
you?
on it, but I don't post.
You don't? Yeah, okay. But anyway, all right. So you got on
like 2007-ish. Like,
and you're how old?
11.
Yeah.
You got on Facebook at 11,
Mm-hmm.
and you had like friends that you went to school
just,
with?
just like all school friends. Yeah, that's what we were
At 11? Did that ever get really bad?
It has to.
It has to get really bad.
It honestly didn't.
Social media has to get bad for the kids.
It didn't get bad. Like literally, I remember the first time I told a girl I love you was over like a text message, or like a message on Facebook.
A Facebook message.
Just because like it was so much that I didn't know how to use. I was just
love
like,
you.
Dude,
I was like,
real quick.
I love you,
That's
girl.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I Facebook love you, girl.
Hey, bae. I love you.
It was like a 2-week conversation just through Messenger. Like we just friends, lived in the same city, same age.
Yeah.
It's like
I love you, girl.
It was.
got
It
you.
was
Ooh,
weird.
girl.
Like I just didn't know how to use it, so it was
Girl,
it
them
could cause
pigtails
some
look
problems.
right, girl.
Well, there's definitely something with. My wife has always said this. Cheyenne has always said this about the culture today. And it's texting, but it's also especially even more so social media. Like the language and the things that are said and the way that they're said.
Yeah.
Would never be said without that avenue.
correct.
You would.
Oh, absolutely. You can say so many things online that you would never say in person.
When you're 11 years old, you're a 11-year-old boy. You would never look a girl in the eye and
say
go,
anything.
I want to get in your pants.
Yeah,
like
no.
you would never do that.
But with your hype man over your shoulder and
Yeah.
that screen in front of you,
Send
you might
it.
send that
Send
shit,
it.
pussy.
I want to get in your pants. Fire emoji, whatever emoji.
Dude, do you know what a condom looks like? Send it.
Right.
Do it.
Like and that, I mean, that's a serious thing. There's a
a thing,
detachment,
dude.
but I can't imagine because social media is fucking huge.
What was the first part of social media that you ever partook
For
in?
me?
Yeah.
MySpace.
Okay. Did
MySpace.
you AIM and stuff like that though? I consider that like that's
A
social media.
little.
Like
It
you
is.
can, like that's social media. That was my first thing.
We got
Dude, shout out to my my 4th grade sweetheart. We used to get on my older. I had an older
AIM?
sister. It was
Yeah.
AOL days. Like you'd actually dial up.
Yeah.
And this is like 2001.
Trandon's looking at you
one
like you're
one
a
of my
dinosaur
older
right
sisters.
now.
One of my
I love
older
it.
sisters went to school with this girl in my class, the cutest girl in my class. One of her older sisters, and
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
And so they were friends on Messenger and stuff. And so like I'd use my sisters to message my girl, and she'd get on her sisters, and we'd talk back and forth. It was sweet,
Nice.
sweet. And you couldn't talk on the phone while we were doing that either. So
Right.
we held it down.
We had. I did have. I don't even remember if I had AIM or I just got on did it with my buddy. We got on and talked to people, just random strangers and stuff. But oh my gosh, yeah, we got. I remember we were talking to someone random, and it was. I'll never forget it. We're like 10 or whatever, and we're just talking to some random stranger, and we're joking. And this was in the age of which, by the way, this needs to come back. The family computer in the kitchen.
Yeah, that was sick. We didn't have ours in the kitchen, but yeah.
In the kitchen, in the dining room, whatever.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, in the California ranch home.
Everyone had their own profile
They were
on
all,
Windows XP.
I'm just saying, in California ranch homes, kitchens always had like a little eat-in area. There's usually the computer's usually in the kitchen. That's all I'm saying. That needs to come back because that was solid. Because you
can't do anything.
Limited shenanigans if it's going down in the kitchen. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
absolutely.
So we're chatting, with someone, some girl or something. We're like 10 years old, and it certainly wasn't sexual. It was just like, whatever. And my buddy's dad comes over, and we're talking about us as dinosaurs, talking about AIM. Dude, this guy he's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, we're on Instant Messenger. What is that?
Now, what is that?
Oh, we're talking to someone. Who are they? We don't know them. It's like, it was this whole big deal, right? And he's standing over our shoulder for like 2 seconds, and we had just, my buddy was typing, and he had said something like kind of snarky, not terrible, but a little bit like, oh, that's why you're like lame, or like something like that. And she responds back, because you could like change the font and shit, and giant red letters, fuck you, and giant letters on the screen. Yeah. And my buddy's dad, we're 10, he's over our shoulder, and he's like, turn that off right now. Like, it was over. AIM,
no more social media.
AIM was banned in the house forever.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. That was and he had the right idea.
Yeah. So
he had the right idea.
So did you not MySpace?
I did have a MySpace.
Okay, MySpace was sick, dude. Bring MySpace back.
I had a MySpace, but I didn't have friends on it. See, like that. It was kind of like that. Yeah.
Dude,
you know what MySpace
was sick because you could, dude.
Tell
first
me.
of all, we were all
do it. You're about to say
we were coders back in the day, right? Like, you could code your own profile. You learning basic HTML, you'd put your own profile songs on there and shit. That's what it was all about. Customization.
There's something cool about MySpace that it was like, it allowed a sense of personality. Like, going to someone's MySpace page, it was almost like opening their locker.
Yeah.
Whereas like you put up stuff that you want, like, and it, because it was just like, this is what's up with them. This is how they're feeling. This
absolutely.
Is who they, and I would say for the most part, that is gone from social media. It's that's not a thing. It's more just about.
It's not about what you want. It's about what everyone else wants to see.
Right. Well, and social media, like especially with MySpace, like I said, it's kind of like your locker. It used to be a, what is this person about? Social media now is, what is this person doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are they doing? What are they doing right now?
No, that's fair. I like that.
And so that's where, like, I'm certainly going to romanticize MySpace a little bit, but I like.
Go ahead.
I just like the idea of that.
It was so sick.
Where
you know what my favorite part was?
Tell me.
The fact that you could subtly tell your friend to fuck off by moving them from 1 to 7 on your top 8 or whatever.
You're still on the list.
You're still on the list, but
you're
fucking
down,
pushing it, dude.
And you dropped down.
You're pushing it. You see why Todd's number 1? You know what he did for me.
Yeah.
He made me those cookies.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Todd's awesome. You suck. I love MySpace.
So you had MySpace?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
And so he would have been super young. You know what I mean?
Really
I'll tell you what, man. MySpace.
Crazy.
Whenever I was a kid, man, it was like late middle school, early high school for MySpace, and then we switched to Facebook. Facebook was short lived whenever I was in high school, though, because right after Facebook was Twitter. However, even me being in school during the early days of social media and stuff, it did not have an impact on my life, like on my real deal, like actual I walk on this earth life,
right?
Like it does for kids nowadays. I feel like, you know what I mean? Back like in the MySpace days, man, no one was mean on MySpace. Everyone was super fucking friendly. Like the people that you didn't talk to at school, they were super happy to talk to you on MySpace. Like they posted on their wall, like, "Hey, LOL, sweet, haha," and then like a little sticker or whatever. I don't know. It was just different, man. Like girls that wouldn't even talk to me really. They'd talk on your MySpace wall or whatever. Like leave you a note, comment, whatever it was called. Facebook, it's not really that way. It's really just to creep on people.
I have a funny MySpace story. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah. Is it the time you met MySpace Tom?
No. Oh. Welcome to MySpace. Here's MySpace Tom.
Here's MySpace. I met him.
I got catfished on MySpace.
Oh, that's always fun.
I got catfished on MySpace before catfishing was even a term.
You really thought Britney Spears was talking to you?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. I pieced it together pretty quick, but I was okay. This is a true story. MySpace page, dude. There's a couple parts of this story. I'm going to tell you right now, though. I was dating a girl on MySpace.
You were dating a girl on MySpace exclusively. Sean was dating a girl exclusively
take it back.
on MySpace.
Retract it. I was not dating a girl on MySpace. I take it back. I was dating a girl while I had a MySpace page.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. That is the more accurate way to say that. But I was dating a girl, and
I think I know where this is going on.
We broke up.
Okay.
We just straight broke up. Now, we ended up getting back together. However, we broke up.
Yeah. Separated. Done.
Yeah,
Divorced.
Done. Divorced. Whatever.
I get the kids on weekends.
You know, I'm like 18. I think I was 18. She was like a year younger than me. Something like that. 19 and 18. Somewhere in there. But we break up. And, you know, on MySpace, you still had, like, you'd get random friend requests. You'd, like, blah, blah, blah. You'd talk to people, random strangers, whatever.
Yeah.
Someone, you know, befriends me on MySpace. It's someone. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I, like, check out their page. And it's like...
So much glitter. Sick.
This person seems really cool. And I'm, like, reading about them, you know, like, they're about me and all this stuff. And they're sending me, like, messages. And we're messaging back and forth. And I'm like, oh, this is... Like, but they're like about me, and it just
they love everything you love.
Yeah. Specifically,
it was your ex-girlfriend, bro.
Yeah, 100%. No, I figured it out.
Been there.
I finally figured it out. It didn't take that long. Honestly, it was only a couple days, and I was like, dude, this is my ex-girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Later on, we ended up somehow we still got back together after that. Yeah, I was like,
did it ever come up?
Well, it's because you were okay with the fact that she was psycho. Yeah, like you were okay with it.
I was.
You were okay with the fact like that's why you got back together. You were okay with the fact that she was psycho.
Yep, I was.
And
good
she
with
was
it.
sorry for being psycho. That's it.
Here's the other little caveat of that story. In addition to her straight up catfishing me, in addition to that, she was able to. She figured out my password. She got into my account. Yeah. But you know what she did with it? It's not like she just logged in and like just logged in all the time.
Yeah.
Because maybe I would have caught on to that. I don't know. Messages are being opened and I didn't remember opening it. You know what she did? She pasted in a little snippet of code for the Who's on My page. Oh, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
That shit was sick.
She pasted in the snippet for Who's on My page that she had set up so she could log into Who's on My page and see who was visiting my page. Yeah. My page. She had it for her too, but she also had it for me.
I'm so
she
glad.
Was checking
I'm
up
so
on
glad
me.
you guys are still together. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
And we're soon to be celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh my God.
No.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. True love does last.
That one did not work out, believe it or not. We did date for a while though. But I'm telling you, this is how fucking insane I am.
She sounds my level of psycho.
18, 19-year-old Sean is such a psychopath that like this happens and I'm like, I remember having conversations laughing about it with her after we got back together. Right? And I'm like,
Remember that time you completely lied to me and tried to catch me up with some crazy shit? It's so funny.
Just in general, the lack of trust that was in our relationship was astonishing.
Healthy.
And that it didn't bother me.
Healthy.
And so, it wouldn't fly today. But anyway, that's my fun MySpace story.
God bless, dude. I don't know, man. Like, once again, it didn't affect me as much as it does like kids nowadays. Like, have you seen? You're on Netflix. You're on Netflix.
Yeah.
I think I told you to watch it. Maybe I told you to watch it. Have you guys seen the American Meme?
No, I heard about it. Or no, I stumbled across it. I haven't watched it yet.
Did you see it?
I want to watch it. Okay. It looks really good.
The American Meme is like it's like an hour and a half long, little movie documentary on Netflix. Basically goes over a couple like internet stars. It has Paris Hilton on there because she's like the original start. You know what I mean? Like she's like the start of like that kind of fame.
Right.
Has this guy named Kirill who's on Instagram, just some guy with 1 million followers. The Fat Jewish, if you know who that is. He's like an Instagram personality. You know what I mean? These are just Instagram personalities. People that are rich as shit off posting on Instagram. And then this girl who's on Vine named like Brittany Furlan. And then there's a bunch of other people, right? But the whole point of the show is telling you basically how these people work on social media for a living.
Yeah.
And these people literally, they try their hardest to make a good post. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like I don't know. Like, so like one of the things, 2 people that I just listed competed. Fat Jewish, and this Brittany Furlan lady competed. You remember when Beyonce got pregnant and she did like those maternity pictures or whatever?
Yeah, got real
and like she had like exactly like people love that picture, right? So like they both set up and like just tried to recreate it and like tried to be funny, and like he's like an overweight white guy, like just I don't know if you remember seeing that part or not, but he's like he like had like the gut poking out and everything.
Hair erection.
Yeah, and the hair erection, the full on boing, the full on erection of his Jufro, and so like it's I don't know, stuff like that is just hilarious. Like they try so hard, man, to like set up like these actual shots, and then like I remember the girl that I was just speaking of, she did the Beyonce pose, and so did the fat Jewish.
Yep.
And then she posted hers, and she found out the fat Jewish posted his. Like he did the same thing, and she was like, "Oh no!" She looked at hers, and it had like 12,000 likes or whatever in 20 minutes. I don't know. And he had like 1 million likes in like 2 hours, and she's like, "Oh, I'll never be as good as the fat Jewish." You know what I mean? It's just like, bro, that's crazy.
Like that's literally a life that they live, though. That's a constant concern. Is who is watching them and what is being approved of.
It's crazy because it's like a new type of celebrity, and like people as being a celebrity, is it easier now than ever, or how does that work? Like, is it easier now?
It is easier to become a celebrity now. It's harder to maintain your status.
So it's easier to get the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's harder to maintain. Yeah, and that's fair, because just like with news stories nowadays, like it's hard for a news story, like you talked earlier in the show, it's hard for a news story to stay relevant because there's so much media out there, right? So
give
like,
it a week and it's gone.
This guy posts the hilarious meme of the day, and then tomorrow, guess what? There's a new one and stuff like that. So I don't know. And these people are losing their minds over it, right? Like it's their everything. Like it's like, they get paid $50,000 per Instagram post or $100,000, whatever it is, and it's their everything. Now these people get paid money for it. What's even crazier to me is the people that you and I know, people that Sean knows, the people that don't get paid money for it.
Yeah, and
it runs their life.
There is literally no point behind it. Like there's no benefit.
So like, I mean, like, what are some of the things you see on social media? Social media pet peeves.
I'm tired of booty. Tired of seeing booty
on
Instagram.
What do you mean?
Man.
How are you tired of seeing? What do you mean?
It's too much. It's unnecessary. I mean, if you try to maintain a healthy relationship with any woman,
that's tough.
And all you follow is Instagram models, it's not gonna work out. Like, I'm sorry. Like you have a guilty mind. Like you have ill intent.
Absolutely,
it's just not gonna work.
And what's the point of following people on Instagram if you can't like their pictures? And then you like those pictures, you get in trouble by that girlfriend.
What's the point of following someone on Instagram if
you don't know them?
You're never gonna meet them. Yeah. Like, why do you care about their daily?
That's fair enough. Well, and then that comes to the bigger point that I was kind of trying to bait you into, is the fact that we judge our successes off of everyone else on Instagram.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of talking back to earlier in the show where you were talking about, like, judging people that are like his peer group at school or whatever, as opposed to the general average in the world. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing. Like, these people are not the person with 1 million followers is not the average person in the world. You know what I mean?
No.
And they don't even really look like that. Like, you see in this American meme, you see behind the scenes, man, like they're trying really fucking hard.
Yeah. Right.
Like some of these people have professional, like they live in LA for the most part. Like if your friend is not a successful makeup artist, they're aspiring and they're good. Like they're still good. Like they'll take care of you. Your friend who's a photographer, they're probably still really good and they'll help you out. You know what I mean? You guys will get famous together. And that's what it's all about. They're trying really hard to set the bar up here to where everyone hates their fucking lives.
I don't think that's their goal.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
What do you think? Trandon, what do you think?
I mean, I think that the people who are trying to be successful on social media, like, that is the ultimate impact of it. Like, you see what...
Is it a God complex or is it like a money thing?
It's a money thing. It's a fame thing.
You think it's a fame thing?
I think it's a fame thing. I think it's probably fame, money, power.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's fame,
a little bit of all,
because we have a fame obsessed culture.
Yeah, we do.
Where it started with like reality TV. It's often credited the Kardashians.
Yeah,
a
Paris
lot.
Hilton. Before
Paris Hilton before them. But where we started, we as a culture decided, it used to be, hey, if you're great at something, we're going to put you up on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. We as a culture agree that people that are great at things get to go on pedestals, and then we as a culture are going to celebrate them.
Yep.
That's what we're going to do. And then there was a shift. Paris Hilton may have been the forerunner for it, of you don't have to be great at anything.
Yeah, you just have to be kind of insane.
Like, you don't have to be great. You don't even have to be insane. You just have to be, I don't know, there.
Yeah.
Like there in the public eye. do some scandalous shit, whatever, but
Stay
just
relevant.
there, relevant, there, present, with the right connections and the right stuff on the right channels in the right places. And it's like, okay, well, we're just going to put you on a pedestal anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not about your talent or your skill or whatever. We're just going to throw you up there. Now, a lot of the social media people, YouTube stars, whatever, they're working their asses off.
Some of them are, yeah.
And they're very talented. It's a weird talent that we can't really put our finger on yet, but they're very in tune and dialed into what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not just happenstance that they end up with like millions of followers. They got them somehow, and they're nobodies. But in general, we as a society, as a culture, I think we became fame obsessed around what, 2005, 2004,
2004 to 2007,
yeah, 2002,
realistically,
yeah, right in there.
It's a huge thing, and once again, I just think it's really unhealthy on the average person, like the average adolescent out there. Like, these kids nowadays have cell phones at 7, 8, 9 years old. What comes with a cell phone?
Stop
Twitter,
that. Stop doing
Facebook.
that.
I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Stop
Twitter,
doing
Facebook,
that,
Instagram.
parents.
It's crazy.
That's
It's
true.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stop doing it.
And so, like, what happens is your kid at a very young age, sees this, and then sees what I don't know, if it's a young boy, they see what they think guys need to look like. You know what I mean? If it's a young girl, if it's a young girl, they see, oh, that's what pretty is. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, we used to talk about this shit with like magazines and like advertising and stuff like that. It's
in your
every
pocket.
person now. You know what I mean? It's not even just ads. Like, it's every person.
Everyone.
It's individual people. You know what I mean? So,
well, and the other thing, and I've heard this said before, and I agree with it, but the other thing with that is, when for us, at least for the most part, when we were kids, not for you were like the first generation, the first class of this, but for us, if you had in school, if you had beef with someone, if there were issues, if you were being bullied, or whatever, or you had to keep up an image to fit in with kids that they weren't your true friends, but you felt like you had to. Whatever shit was going on 9 to 5 as a kid, that was it.
You
was
could turn
9
it
to
off.
5,
Turn it
and then
off.
you could turn it off. You would go home, and so whatever that was, if it's you were a gay kid and you had to put up a facade, like then you could go home and you could be yourself, or you were being bullied, and that only lasted until you got home, until 3 o'clock, whatever. You got home, and then you weren't being bullied anymore. And today,
now you're getting
it
on
is
Facebook and
24/7.
you're reading about
it's
it.
100%. If you're putting up a facade, got to keep it up. Got to keep it up. If you are being bullied, you're being
turn the
bullied.
screen off.
You're being bullied 100%
Turn the
of
screen
time.
off. Close your eyes.
And
turn the screen off.
And it's obviously it's terribly sad, but like, and that, I think that's the big issue for me, is that there is no, like you said, Turner, there is no off switch.
Yeah.
It's always on.
Absolutely, unless you just completely cut yourself off from the grid, but you can't really do nowadays from the internet.
Right.
Something else, I think, like social media's impact on people, period. This is something Trans brought up to me before, so I just wanted to touch on it. It's like interesting, right? Like, what do you even like as a person? Like, what do you even like as a person?
Yeah.
What would you like if you had no influences?
Oh, okay.
Think about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
if you didn't see what other people enjoyed as well, if you never knew video games were a thing, would you play video games?
like literally, if you were just born in this basement and you never left this basement, and then whenever you were 15 years old, we just gave you all this shit. We're like, pick what you like. There's baseball card, all this stuff. Like, what would really make you happy? Like, how much do other people's influences and opinions, weigh on you?
And like with that, that's a
significant amount.
One thing, like it was a quote from Jim Carrey. I'm gonna butcher it, but he was pretty much like, "I wish everybody could be rich and famous so they could see that it's not the way." And I feel like,
I've heard that. I've heard that.
With my generation, I feel like a lot of people, like, they see that fame is what everybody wants. So that's the route you take. Like, you want to be rich and famous. But even if you get to that, that's a long road to take to get there and be like, this isn't what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And to get to the end of it and be like, I never took the time to really figure out what I enjoyed personally. I just saw what was approved of in my society.
Yeah.
And what kind of everybody wanted me to do.
Absolutely.
Dude, I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of have a story like that. Truthfully, not like I was rich and famous.
Yeah.
But I came from, Southern California. That's where I was living, and I moved to Kentucky. And so you're saying like how much of it is influenced by other people or whatever. I mean, honestly, it was almost like that situation, just the way that it played out by events, because it was like, okay, all this stuff that was real important in California, like what you drove, very important. I worked at a company. You talked about Beamers. I worked at a company. Everyone had a fucking BMW 3 Series. That's what everyone had. They were all leased, all of them. Most of them are white. And it was just like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? It's not impressive.
Yeah.
It's not impressive, but they weren't even trying to impress. They were just trying to fit in. Everyone's trying to fit in.
It's weird.
And so to leave all of that, to leave the rat race, to leave that hustle and bustle, come to Kentucky, where so much of that doesn't matter, but a lot of it still did to me, like the way that I dressed or the way that I looked or whatever. That was still big with me, because that's how I'd grown up, but it wasn't big to anyone else. No one cared. And so it was interesting to see the things that stayed and didn't,
that might be the stuff that you really care about.
So if and new things developed. So are those influenced or not? I don't know.
Or are they influenced by people here, or maybe you just found yourself? Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. It's between, like, I'm a big fan of bourbon.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah, but you moved to
and
Kentucky.
Now I am.
Yeah.
Is that influence, or is that just something that I like? I with that one, I tend to think that I fell into something that was always there on that one.
Well, you just had the experience, and then you actually always liked that. Yeah.
But again, like, who knows?
But it's interesting, right? Like,
absolutely. Would I have ever, and same wine, I was huge into wine when I was in California. I loved wine.
Yeah.
I still really like wine. I appreciate wine, but I'm not a frequent wine drinker.
Yeah.
But that's more about opportunity, because there isn't a decent place to buy reasonably priced good wine here.
I'll buy you a bottle of wine, shouty.
Appreciate it, bro.
No worries.
Appreciate it, dog. But that's a good question.
Because, like I said, everything that we see, everything that we feel, I feel like it's just the standard set by someone else.
That's like, you're never gonna.
It's a lot of it.
Yeah,
you're never gonna get rid of influence. Like, even with you moving here from California,
you can't.
You still have your influences, or whatever it may be. But I think it is important to limit those. Like even like certain music. Like, there's music that I like, but like I don't really want to like promote it, because I don't want that to be influential in society, I guess, in a weird way. Like,
there's certain things like, I'm okay with listening to this, but the average person doesn't need this shit.
No, it's like, I like it, but like I just don't want to support it. I don't want to put my energy towards
it. I'm sure those artists, the artists that you like, but you don't want to promote because you don't want to influence the world, that artist is like, fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the thing. Like, I guess I just don't feel that, I don't know, some things are a message worth putting out. Like with social media, you see a lot of girls' butts. That's all I see whenever I scroll through.
That's on social media?
Booties.
I'm gonna have to check out the social media thing.
So this social media thing. Check out thesocialmedia.com.
The social media.
Tons of booties.
It's just unneeded. Like, it's so many things. Like, and those have such a strong influence. Like I was saying, on relationships. Like, you see these things, and it's like, well, my girl doesn't look like that.
Yeah, you start falling in love literally with people you do not know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and not even just maybe by the imagery. Like people post on Twitter, oh, this is how they feel about something. Like, I love that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? You start thinking you know this person, and everything like that. And you do not know this person, because guess what? They don't even know themselves, and the stuff that they post online is not them.
Right.
It's not them.
It's seeking
the person who said, the person who says they like it cold. Guess what? They're sitting in their 87-degree apartment. I don't know, just like something like that. Just like whatever. Literally, it's what it is, right? It's all about getting likes, and saying things for the likes. And guess what? Like, nowadays, man, I'll tell you what. I've actually gone through this. Like, it's happened to me. God damn it! I went somewhere. I can't remember. It was something really insignificant in my life, but I was like, I went to the movies. We'll say, I can't remember.
Sure.
And then I told my friend I went to the movies. Like 2 days later or whatever. He's like, you didn't post that on Snapchat or whatever.
I didn't know.
Dude, like, so I didn't do it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, literally, that's a thing, bro. Happen. Like for example, if you went to...
That's a real quote, too.
If you went to Disney World right now, no one would believe you because you didn't post pictures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's weird. That's crazy, right? Like, no, dude, I lived it.
Right.
I lived it. I don't
have
care
the
if you saw my
experience.
pictures or not. I lived it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I have the pictures. I'm just not gonna throw them up on the internet. You fucking creeps. I don't know.
Tell
man.
you where
know
I
what
am.
mean? I don't want you looking
I
at
don't want
pictures
you
of me.
watching me, following me.
You know, in this suit, in this nice birthday suit on the beach. Man, I don't need you looking at those. I don't know. I really do think people just judge their whole life based on other people that they have no. There's no perspective, like the real perspectives. The correct perspective is not there.
Right.
And they just see all this stuff and it just kind of, I don't know. It just
Well,
gets watered down.
I mean, that's what's interesting with podcasts, right? Podcasts are almost like the anti-social media.
Absolutely.
But the irony is they're all promoted through social media.
Through social media, absolutely.
But it's like, but in general, podcasts, like what we're doing right now is the opposite of social media.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, flash and sizzle. We're literally
long, drawn out conversation.
just long form, sitting together, talking. It's as authentic as it could be, as raw and uncut, as it could be. And that's what we're just trying to get together.
Even news has gone towards a social media outlet. Like it's all clickbait. It's all clickbait.
Yeah. We're just trying to get together. And that's where podcasts are great because you can do this. We can just get together and talk. That's all we're doing is getting together and talking. Yeah. But again, like I say, that's where it becomes ironic because, what are we going to do after this? We're going to cut it up. We're going to throw it on social media.
Absolutely.
I'm going to find the things that are, where you say something completely insane, which I'm sure
it's hard to find.
You've already done. And I'm going to post that so everyone hates it,
But I feel
in the hope that
there's still like a difference there with you guys just because it's you limit your influences, you find your priorities. Once you have what you like, it's fine to try to put that out there, like promote what you're passionate about. As long as it's something that you actually care about.
That you truly believe in, you know what I mean? Like we talked about last week. Like those people truly getting worked up over stuff that they really don't care about. Those are the worst type of people.
Even like teachers, like what I was saying, like if you're passionate about like what you do, like it makes me passionate about it. Like I care about it. If you
and like that dude, that dude that wasn't passionate about theology, like
changed,
like he like life. I'm saying, but like it would have been ridiculous for him to fake passionate about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It'd been a lie to him. It would have been a waste of his time, of your time, and everything. So yeah, I mean, another perspective there.
All right. Well, this has been super heavy.
Been super heavy.
It's been pretty heavy for a minute.
Trandon, lighten the mood, dude.
Trandon, lighten the mood. Here's, I believe I've been told that you have a drunk tale you're going to share with us.
He's got to.
Yes.
You have a drunk tale?
So those of you who tuned into last week's episode, we started something new. I kicked it off. Drunk tales.
Drunk tales.
Drunk tales.
Right. It is exactly what it sounds like, and we need some theme music. I'm thinking we just do the, DuckTales.
DuckTales?
Ooh, that sounds good.
Drunk Tales. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be sick.
Everyone and I'm saying
that'd be
Drunk
sick.
Tales.
That'd be sick.
Ooh. It's not bad, right?
I like that.
Yeah, we'll cut it.
Okay.
We'll do it.
We'll do that.
We'll get it. So anyway, Trandon has a drunk tale he's going to share with y'all on this week's episode of Drunk Tales.
Drunk Tales. Go ahead, Trandon. Set the stage for us, man.
Talk to us.
So it was another marina night. I cannot tell you.
There's a marina night.
It was after marina night.
Marina Point.
Holy shit! How long ago was this? What are we talking?
I mean, it
here?
was.
This is this year.
Yeah, it was this year.
2018.
Yeah.
Fresh drunk tale.
Fresh drunk tale. I mean, the kid's only 22, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have to.
He's like fresh 22.
I like it. All right.
It was a marina night. I obviously can't tell you which one.
Yeah.
But so me, my buddy John, which is my previous roommate.
I've met him.
Yes.
I like him. He's obviously good people.
Yeah,
yes,
I like
him.
him.
Good dude.
Yeah.
And a mutual friend of ours named Luke Knightsky, which is wild card.
He sounds sketchy.
He's got some stories. Like this
on
man,
the surface.
This is
sketchy.
the most wild guy in the world. I saw him drink a shot of liquor out of a guy's belly button.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's a character.
He goes for it. He goes hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
He hops the barbed wire fence into Marina to get in for free.
So to get home,
is that a real thing?
yeah.
Okay.
True story.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's how you set the characters up. So there we go. Now we know. Now we know the players involved.
Now we know who's involved. Okay, good.
So
all right.
Luke, he doesn't use Uber anymore. So as we're leaving, he has this random card, like a business card from a guy who just kind of like runs his own Uber service.
Let's make it happen.
Pulls up, and I don't even know what type of car it is. It's a white convertible, though. He's like, just hop in. Don't worry about the doors. Just hop on in. It's great. Living the dream. Drunk as hell.
So it's like jump over the side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Miami Vice style or whatever. Just like hopping over.
This sounds insane already.
So we're driving, just like having a good time in a convertible because we're drunk. And,
right.
Whatever it may be.
Woo!
We end up going to get something to eat, go back to my place. Same guy drives us there.
Yeah.
Whenever we get there, I'm like kind of checking on the door and like, oh, like it's already open. Like I don't have to put my key in. Weird.
Wait, like at your home?
At my home. Yes.
Your
like
home.
when we got home, like
Now, to set the stage real quick, Trandon, you live by yourself.
Yes. I
In a home, not an apartment, a home.
Standalone home.
Yes.
Not an
Standalone
apartment.
home by
standalone
himself.
home.
No roommates.
Okay.
But he has 2 guys with
So
him who
you
are going to
show
crash
up,
at his house.
You were in the
The
convertible.
fake Uber.
Convertible.
The fake Uber.
The Fuber. He took a Fuber
He took a
home.
Fuber home
With 2
in
buddies.
a convertible, 2 buddies. And
I
then
used to wear Fuber.
And then you go, and then you go up to your door and your door's open.
Yeah, I go just put my key in the door, but the door's already open.
Right. And you tell yourself, you go, weird, but whatever. And just dismiss it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All
Drunk
right,
Trandon's
we're
like,
all
this
up
is
to speed.
normal.
This is normal. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is
So-
not to concern at all.
Go
Okay.
inside or whatever it may be, and like I flip the lights on, and I see a guy asleep on my couch.
A human being.
Asleep on my section. No, granted,
Can't see his face, right?
Human
can't see his face. He's laying like
male
facing
individual.
into the cushion. We went out with a different buddy that we lost at some point in the night. So like I'm kind of thinking, oh, it's like him. He made it back to my
Yeah.
place. He just fell asleep.
Which
I
you would
got
think.
you.
Which you would think.
That makes
probably.
that would make sense.
So we flip on the lights or whatever. Like we're checking everything out, and like I see
Yeah.
his shoes. Doesn't really make sense. And I see this guy's got some tattoos on him.
Like, oh, that's not the guy. Oh, that's not him.
I'm like, that's not him.
I
So
don't know this guy.
Instantly, the first thing my 2 buddies do are whip out their camera. Oh, who is this? Like me. Grab samurai sword.
That is Trandon's defense for anything. Okay, listen.
You grabbed a samurai sword.
I'm all about home protection. I'm
have it
gonna
all-
need a firearm, like a handheld
Hold
firearm.
on.
He has a samurai sword that he
Did
thinks
you
is
have
gonna save him.
Was
from
it on the
life.
wall?
I
Was
keep
it
it behind the door.
He keeps it like behind the door, like
Like
where
someone would do a
where like an
baseball
umbrella
bat.
would be. Yeah,
Oh, it's
like, you know
not
what I
even.
mean?
So it's not even there.
No, but it's like in
For
its whole
show.
No.
It is straight up.
Yes.
Home defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
All right. Is
So-
it a Hanzo?
I wish.
It's something. It's something serious though.
All right. Whatever.
So we kind of like approach him with these cameras, like
And a
rolling
samurai
on him,
sword.
samurai sword. And it's like pretty much, what the hell? Like,
Don't
what
you move,
Who
bro.
are you? What are you doing? Why are you
Yeah.
here? He wakes up. He's like, oh, isn't this Kelsey's house? And I was like,
Susie's house.
no. And he's like, oh, you don't know, huh? Da, 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 da. I'm like, no, man. I was like, we just got back from
Nah.
the bars. You're in my house. I was like, you kind of need to get out of here. He's like, this doesn't look like where I'm supposed to be.
Now, real quick, before he goes any further,
Oh my
Sean,
God.
what do you do in this situation? Now, if you have 2 friends with you, what do you do in this situation?
I mean,
Do you wake him up, or do you
Yeah.
do you call the cops?
I wake him up.
You wake the guy up first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, especially if I'm
if
wasted.
I have friends with me and I'm wasted, I'm definitely waking them up. But like I thought about this, right? Like if I was by
That's a
myself,
good thought.
dude, you have to call the cops if
Yeah.
you're by yourself. Unfortunately, like
If you're by
what happens? You
yourself,
wake this dude up and
yes.
he goes crazy and just like something really bad could happen.
If you're by yourself, yeah.
Yeah,
You-
but like
you
if you're
just
with
go.
friends and you're gonna beat this guy's
Or-
ass, like yeah, like
Or especially, well, I mean, you wouldn't be drunk, so it's a little bit, but like you show up, like you have
with your kid or something.
kids,
Yeah,
you,
oh,
like
yeah,
with your
yeah.
family.
You just
It's
walk
like,
back outside,
okay,
you call the
go
cops.
back outside,
Yeah,
call the
absolutely.
cops.
Absolutely.
You know, go get an ice cream or something.
Tip for all
Anyway.
listeners: what you cannot do, contrary to a lot of people out there that think this, you cannot just shoot the guy if he's asleep on your couch. Okay, that is illegal.
I think you
okay?
can.
You can't do that.
You-
like
he has to
literally,
get
I talked to
awake,
my dad
yeah.
about this. Like if you
Oh,
went
if
to
he's
wake
sleeping?
him up and like he startled you, then you could do it. You know what I mean? But like if like
Oh.
because like think about it.
could-
If you
but-
call like
but
if you
he's
spun the story
asleep,
as like
you can't shoot him.
I mean, no, he didn't harm you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you could have called the cops and they could have
I
showed
got
up
it.
in time. So
I
just
got
a
it.
tip out
Okay.
there to all you guys who want
That's
to
good to
murder
know.
someone.
No, I appreciate
Don't do
it. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's asleep on the couch. We get to the point of waking him up with the cameras in his face, and he's kind of like,
You're on Snapchat, bro.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not in the right place or whatever.
Right.
And it's pretty much like, hey, like you got to get up, you got to get out of here. And he was like, well, where am I?
In the wrong place.
I was like, you're at
the
my
wrong
house,
place, bro.
And he was like, well, where are you guys from? And we're like, we're from Evansville. He's like, oh, I'm from Southern Indiana too. And I was like, yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
because that's
That's
where
where we're at.
fucking are.
Yeah, you moron.
That's where
That's
it gets
what's
real-
crazy.
That's where it gets real interesting.
What year is it, bro?
He goes, where are we? And I go, we're in Evansville. He goes, oh, last thing I remember, I was in Ohio.
Dude.
So
What, in Ohio?
At that point, I'm interested. So like, he can sit
All right,
down.
you got me, bro. Let's sit down. Let's figure this out.
Figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you got a story. I'm here to listen.
If you're not in front of a map, Evansville to the closest piece of Ohio
is a good 300 miles.
Yeah, it is, right? It's like 300?
Yeah, it's far.
Or something. I mean, in my head,
3 hours,
I was
4 hours.
Say 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours, 4 hours.
Between 3 and 4 hours. Okay,
So
all right.
Whatever.
So
he thinks the last thing he remembers, he was in Ohio.
Yes.
Ohio.
And then you wake him up on your couch with a samurai sword, and you're drunk.
Yes.
Yes,
But he's obviously in worse.
He's fucked.
Yeah,
He's
he's
obviously
bad.
in worse shape.
This dude was on drugs, right? Like he was on drugs.
He had to have been.
And continue.
So he gets up off of my sectional, which is on one side of the room, and he proceeds to go over to my love seat. Where
Don't worry, you can sleep on the sectional, bro. I'll take you to the love seat.
Get a little more cozy.
Yeah, don't worry.
looks like,
I'll get out of your way.
If you look by the love seat, it's got his shoes and his shirt on the floor. So it looks like he came in, sat on my love seat, took his shoes and shirt off, and went and slept on the sectional.
Gotcha.
So like he obviously thought he was in the right place. So
You weren't afraid of this guy.
no, at that point I was not too concerned about that.
Okay.
So he sits down. We're just kind of talking about it. Like I explained to him that we're in Evansville, and he's like, "Oh my god! Like I don't know how I got here." That whole spiel, and he was like, "Do you know where my phone is or my wallet?"
Nah, bro.
Like, dude, no. We just woke
We
you
just
up.
walked in the
That's
door.
it
Check the
gets
couch.
wilder. I'm like, "Yeah, it's right here. Here's your phone."
Oh, okay.
Goes, "That's not my phone. Like it's not any of our phones."
Dude, okay.
This guy went on a crime spree before he showed up at Trandon's house and laid low from the cops there.
So
Had
that
to.
wasn't his phone. All right, keep going.
Wasn't his
Go for a minute because this is insane. I'll
It's
stop
insane.
interrupting
It's
you.
insane.
Wasn't his phone.
I've never heard this story. This is nuts.
So we end up sitting there talking to him for a minute. Like he tells us about how he's from Southern Indiana. He moved to Ohio for work or whatever.
Yeah.
He remembered getting drunk with some friends that night, and then he just kind of blacked out and thought he was still in Ohio looking for this Kelsey or whoever's house, but he was in Evansville, Indiana instead of wherever in Ohio.
Kelsey is so lucky he did not find her.
Yeah, I guess
she's so lucky.
I guess that's
for
like
sure.
we have a similar looking house, so he ended up in mine. How
What
he
in
got
God's
in
name?
Yeah.
is what we then tried to figure out. We're like, okay, so like, how'd you get in? He's like,
Because like there's no
honestly,
forced entry.
no. He's like, honestly, man, I don't
You just
know.
didn't lock your door.
Yeah. Maybe.
He
because that's
showed
what
up there somehow.
we look
and just
around
walked
before he
in.
leaves. I was like, hey, like if got to check, make sure there's no busted windows. Want to make sure he didn't break in or anything, and there wasn't. So like that was all good. I guess it's just a matter of not closing the door all the way.
Right.
But he had no idea regardless. And at that point, he's putting his shirt back on and everything. He's got this huge gash across his chest.
What? He's bleeding?
No, it's scarred up.
Oh, okay.
But, like I'm talking like Conan the Barbarian,
Right.
like, all the way.
Like someone with a samurai sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like he's done this before.
Yeah.
Except
Okay.
it was his girlfriend's father with a beer bottle.
What?
So he kind of told us.
Because you
his
asked
little
him, you're
take.
like, what's up with that, bro?
Yeah, I was like, what kind of happened?
Because
there?
you're all drunk.
Also for you listeners, anyone who's been cut by a beer bottle in a fight, stay away from them.
Just stay away.
I don't care if it's
You
you,
don't wanna go
yourself.
there.
Stay away from yourself.
No, you
That's
don't wanna go
dangerous.
around that
That's
person.
dangerous.
And in fact, this whole conversation was recorded on Snapchat. My buddies
Absolutely.
were recording
That's
the
fantastic.
entire time.
Saw the whole thing the next morning when I woke up.
Yep.
On Snapchat.
So that happens.
gosh. Okay.
We get to the point that it's not his phone. I was like, hey, man, it doesn't have a passcode on it. It's your phone now. You can call somebody if you need
Call
to.
someone.
It's like, what's Marina closed at 3.
GTFO.
We've had all this happen. It's like maybe 3:45, 4 in the morning. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to go to bed, man. Like, I can understand all this happened. Just get out of here. He's like, well,
Time
man,
to go.
where am I supposed to go?
I don't know, bro.
Where'd
Go
you
back to
come from?
Ohio.
Yeah, where the fuck-
What are you
where the fuck you come
talking
from?
about?
So we send him out of the door. He like starts to walk off, check through the blinds. He comes back. He doesn't like knock or anything. He just like walks back, stands in front of the house, and then walks off down the street, never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again.
He walks up. Oh my god.
Unsolved mysteries.
And that is.
What was his name? What did he say his name was?
Oh yeah.
Did he say? Do you remember it?
I don't.
I feel like he said his name.
He was Hispanic.
Yeah, he
I don't know
he
I
wasn't
can't
full
remember what his name
Caucasian.
was.
He wasn't full Caucasian. And this dude looked rough. Like he looked rough in the video.
Yes.
He was in bad shape.
Did you guys give him a nickname? Because I hope you did. Did you start calling him? Did you refer to him as something?
I personally did not. The impacting thing with him personally that stuck out to me is that he was somewhat Hispanic.
Yeah.
But he had a tattoo of the Confederate flag on
I
his
remember you
chest.
saying that. Yeah.
Whoa.
Like
Okay.
it was like ripping.
Spitball real quick. We got to have a name for that.
Well, that's further south than the South. You know what I mean? He's Southern.
Right.
Southern pride.
Southern Pride?
Yeah, that's what he is. You know what I mean? He's just showing that flag, man.
We're going Southern Pride. No, you don't like it.
What?
What? We got to have something else.
What's the name of the Confederate flag?
I don't hate Southern Pride.
What's?
No idea.
I don't know. That guy was Southern Comfort.
Southern Comfort?
He was Southern. He fell asleep on the couch. That's Southern Comfort.
Yeah, okay.
That's
All
Southern
right.
Comfort.
Southern Comfort.
Yeah, that guy
All
was Southern
right.
Comfort. I like him.
Okay. Well, and that is the drunk tale.
Please tell me you're listening, Southern Comfort.
Of Trandon. And
You're invited on the show. Literally, you're invited on the show.
Trandon
I would love to see you
and
again.
Southern Comfort.
I will throw in half on a bus
love-
ticket to get him here.
I would love.
Bus tokens, tickets, whatever they use.
I'd love to have another conversation with
Oh
him.
my God.
Because here's the thing.
What were you thinking?
As insane as your story from your perspective is,
His.
His
just
was
imagine his.
insane.
imagine his with clear conscience, or not conscience, but a clear mind, you know, the hours leading up to when you are waking him up with a samurai sword, and then the hours after, right?
He did thank me for that. He said,
Hey, thanks for not just punching me in the fucking mouth.
was
Thanks
like-
for not shooting me in the back of the
Yeah.
head.
He was like, anywhere else, I would have woke up with a gun in my face or the
Yeah.
cops. And I was like, true.
True. Yeah, literally any other situation.
Yeah.
Other than a bunch of young drunkos
Yeah, we didn't put the gun in your face, but we would have stomped you the
that are
fuck out.
more
Okay.
that are more curious than scared.
Yeah.
God
No,
bless
he woke up with 2 cameras in his face and a
Bro.
samurai sword. So.
Yeah.
Trandon,
Oh my God.
that is a fantastic drunk.
Well, and like the whole
That's a
time, so
great
like
drunk
on the
tale.
Snapchat video too,
That
like
is a
Trandon's the
monster
one who's
drunk
like doing
tale.
the real conversation. Like, so Trandon's not recording it; his friends are. So you see Trandon's like back, and then this guy like in a daze on the couch, and his friends the whole time are just like saying crazy shit. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing here, bro? Like, what are you doing here?" Like going crazy, dude. And this guy was
all
just
drunk.
in a
love it.
daze, man, just like looking up at every single one of them one at a time, like, what the fuck am I doing here?
What am
I
I
don't
doing
know,
here?
man. It sounded all bad.
Dude, that's
It looked all bad.
fantastic.
It
That
was
is
excellent.
That is amazing.
Trandon, thank you
thank
for
you for
sharing.
that drunk tale.
Thank you.
Tanner, you about ready to take us out? We've been
I'm ready.
here. We've been here for a minute.
Been here for a minute. I'm gonna go home and go to sleep.
All right, let's do this thing.
So everyone, thank you for listening. This has been another episode
Thank you for listening.
of MBPod, the Miscellaneous Bullshit Podcast. We thank Trandon for being on the air. You got anything to say,
Trandon?
Trandon?
I love you, Mom.
Oh, there it
Hey,
is.
he was kind of talking shit
He
earlier.
loves his mom.
He was
I
talking
had to
shit
clarify.
earlier.
He loves his mom so much.
He was
It was
definitely talking
clear. It's clear that you love your mom.
shit. He loves his mom. So once again, at colored _kid on Twitter and Instagram. He somehow got that tag. So
Trandon, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, bro.
We'll have to
pleasure.
do it again.
we appreciate you
We're
as
absolutely
always.
gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, you got a spot on here anytime, man. Anytime you want to come on here and talk other stuff, and we even have
We'll
a
do
topic that we wanted to say for you, but we didn't even get to use it because you had stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll have you back on.
Good
We'll
to
have
know.
you back
Good to
on.
know.
Don't worry, man.
Like Tanner said, check us out. Instagram at MBPod, Twitter at Podcast Bullshit. Email us at yo@mbpod.com. That's yo@mbpod.com. Make sure you send us your drug questions. So we can ask our pharmacist friend who's coming on in the very near future, probably in the next couple weeks.
It's exciting.
And let's do that. It's going to be fun.
It's really exciting. It's going to be fun. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's a personality. You know him.
Yes.
Fuck
Yeah.
it. That dude's
Fuck
wild,
it.
right?
He's great.
That dude's wild.
He's coming on, and then if you have any questions for Trandon, you can send those to us as well.
Yeah, we'll let him know, and then
we'll
he can
let
come back on and
him
answer
know.
them. You know what I mean? Or we'll just get the answers written from him, and then we'll say them on air. No
We'll do
worries.
that too.
No worries, man.
So anyway, that's about all we got. Tanner, you ready? Tanner?
Yeah, I'm
What
ready.
do you
man.
got?
I got a little bit of motivation for your bitch ass.
Bring it.
Okay, Trandon, for you too, for your bitch ass.
to hear.
Okay, behind every great man is a great woman, and behind every great woman is a great behind. Bill Clinton. Very nice, Bill. That's a great POTUS right there. All right, that's all we got. Thank you guys. Good night.
God bless.